Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 414. OJ, you came in at exact timing. That was like perfect. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. What's up, OJ? How'd the pre-show go?
I don't know. I was just ranting about stupid shit.
Oh, really?
What's new?
I know, seriously.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. Sounds eventful.
He's there all the time. Me just ranting about dumb shit.
Walking in, just random talks about absolute BS life stuff. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Nothing, but it was a good show though. It was a good pre-show. Thanks for letting me do that, John.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. We got Sean, who's actually the first one here.
That was the first one here. I came in 3 minutes before the show was supposed to start. Do I do my monologues now, or do you want to get through everyone?
Well,
get through the intros.
Let me introduce Celia -3 saturation. How you doing, Celia?
Hi. Yeah, I'm having issues with my camera. I'm gonna mess around a little bit. So if I pop in and out, that's why. I don't know. I didn't change any of the settings. But anyways, happy Saturday.
I mean, we already had that situation with your camera. We had to get like a whole new computer just so it worked.
I know. My life is hard. Okay. Eventually I'll have zero technical issues. I don't know. We'll find out.
All right, good stuff. And of course, Evan's here.
Yep.
We will have Josie should be popping in. She said she was a little late, so she'll pop in a few minutes, I guess. Okay, Sean.
So we got two monologues.
Okay.
First monologue, be a bit more somber, and then we'll get into the good stuff. R.I.P. Sabu. Got the Nate. I was on my way to my uncle's house for Mother's Day. Nate sent it in a group chat. I was like, whoa. It hit me, man. He's my second favorite wrestler. I had the honor of meeting him back in 2007. He remembered meeting me when I talked to him like almost 20 years after the fact. And he's a cool dude. He's with, very one of a kind, a one of one. You can't replicate him. A shame that many people on Twitter decided to play the blame game with his passing. Whose fault was it? It was this person's fault, this company's fault. Disgusting behavior. And it's always those same type of people where you know before you even click on their profile, how their bio is going to play out. I'll leave it at that. And it's always those same people. And it's like, do you need a dopamine hit that bad that you try to, be such a champion for people who are no longer here, when you basically force his best friend of 40 plus years, Rob Van Dam, to come out and say, no, that was not the case. You're all being stupid about it. Regardless, he did have a GoFundMe for his funeral expenses. I was very happy to see that's over 50 grand right now. Shout out to Sabu, one of a kind. The next topic for the monologue.
I want a monologue too.
You notice it's green.
Yeah, me 3.
Because we smoking that Boston pack, baby. Fuck Boston. Kiss my ass. People doubt it. And you know what? Go back. What we talked about it on Game and Talk. What did I say? They're gonna win Game 6. They have to adjust they had to adjust to a Tatumless offense. They didn't know what the rotations were gonna look like. They didn't know how they were gonna play. And then what happened? A massacre. Anyone in the chat talking about, the Pacers are going to be. It took the Pacers 7 games with half the team out last year. Like, don't talk to me about no Pacers, bruh.
Don't underestimate them, though. Don't underestimate the Pacers.
I'm not underestimating them. I think it'll be a 6 or 7 game series, but Knicks are going to win. Like, the Knicks are going to win, pending impending doom or something like that.
The crazy thing is, I was thinking about you after that, because the last time that I remember the Knicks, I think it was 1999, the last time that they were in the champion or anything close to the championship. I remember that season because I think they played against that was the strike season against the Spurs, if I'm not correct, where they went to the Eastern or the title game, right?
No, you're the last Eastern Conference Finals, funnily enough, was against the Pacers.
Okay. But the last time that they actually went to the title game was 1999, right?
Yes, 2000 was the last Eastern Conference Final.
Okay, yes, because I remember watching that. That's like the Latrell Sprewell Knicks, right?
Okay. 20. Yeah, the Rizzler. He blessed the building. Like that's all you needed. It was beautiful, and it's very poetic because if you watch WWE, they've been throughout the year, they did 2 different things with Brunson and Halliburton, kind of facing off, and now they're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Adam Silver writing the script, much like he let Nico Harrison survive a bit longer in Dallas.
You really think that was real, or were you just like they
What?
actually that they actually like rigged it for Dallas?
Oh yeah, 100%.
They rigged the ping pong ball?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like you go back to when the Knicks got Ewing. It was the same thing. Like, if you look, whenever when Cleveland traded LeBron, who did they get? They got the number 1 draft pick that year. When AD got traded from New Orleans, what did New Orleans get? Number 1 draft pick. Got Zion. Like
the basketball podcast. Let's do it.
There's a
surprise, everyone.
There's a
Ask the Ball podcast. Okay. I like it.
There's a history, but that's all I got to say. I'm done with my monologues.
All right. Well, see what happens next week with the Pacers and the Celtics.
I want to monologue real quick for 2 seconds.
Okay.
E3 with 3.
R.I.P. to Hacks Money. Screw the Melee community. Go watch Technical's video if you haven't seen it. That actually has to do with video games. And do not ever trust or believe any of those douchebags in the Melee community. Rest in peace, Hacks Money. You deserve it, man. Praying for you and your family. All right, that's it.
I was kidding about the monologue. I just wanted to be included.
Oh, just want to be included.
I'm fine with that one. I'm good.
Let's see. We got let me go over this. We have tonight Doom the Dark Ages that is out. I have played a bit of it. Sean's played a little bit of it. We'll discuss some of our early impressions on it. Nate's already played through it. Of course, we did a video before the game came out, right when the game came out, with him kind of discussing some of that. We did have the Switch updates. I wanted to see what people think about some of the games and if anyone's going back to them. Marathon is a whole situation, not only with them, but Bungie and Sony, because now we have the situation with Jade Raymond and Haven Studios and a bunch of Rockstar stuff. It's actually rumored to be hitting a bunch of platforms here pretty soon with updates and remasters. So actually quite a bit to go over. I also have a mailbag from the Patreon. So a lot of stuff this week. Why don't we let's start with Doom the Dark Ages actually real quick. Sean, you've played 2 levels. So like
The 2 chapters. Yeah.
40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
but you had that immediate first impression that wasn't thrilled, I'll say. What's going on over there?
I mean, I definitely like it. I think it looks. I'll talk about the stuff I like about it.
Yeah.
I like the visuals. The visuals look great. I like that there is destructible environments. You know, it doesn't feel like super stagnant and stuff like that. The gunplay feels very nice. I like all the weapons I've gotten so far. I think there's some really cool ideas as well. I don't know if I love getting rid of the dodge and then focusing on the parry so much. Like, I don't know. I maybe it'll click with me later on. I'm more of a dodge guy than a parry guy. Like Devil May Cry 5, you could parry, but you could dodge. So I was dodging. The music, please hire back Mick Gordon. Like it sounds like it's lost in the mix. And then when it actually starts to play, it's kind of like, oh, that's okay.
You know what's interesting? I'm on the 6th level, Sean, and nothing stood out to me from the music perspective. Like nothing was hard hitting at all, because it usually plays into what you're doing, in a big level, setting it up, and it just blasts, like hard rock or whatever at you, and just gets you rolling along.
And I'm not really a fan of like I think I get why people are saying, so why some people in the preview said it kind of felt like a 360 shooter. And my mentality is because it's you have those characters that just stand there and do nothing. Like when you're about to enter a room and like you walk into a room and there's like a bunch of soldiers there. It's like, go fucking do so. What are you just standing around for? Why am I doing all the work? Like they just stand there and like it's like, okay, story's fine, but I don't know. I definitely so far enjoyed Doom 2016 more. That my opinion may change as I get deeper into the game. But it's good. It's definitely fun. If you like Doom games, like, it does, some of the environments I look around, especially the kind of more open ones, and I'm like, wow, this would be kind of fun in multiplayer, but all right.
None of that. I'm at the 6th mission, so you're coming up on, I think you're about to do one of the big robot battles soon, Sean. I think that's like the next level or something. And you'll see when you do that, but it does, that part just feels like they put it in just for, I guess, to try to impress, like that kind of sense of scale of like, look how ridiculous this can be if we put you in a big robot and you're knocking over buildings. Like, it was cool, but then you do realize it's kind of formulaic. Punch, then finisher.
The rock'em sock'em section. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So I did that and I was like, okay, that's fine. There's also a dragon you fly around on. They showed that in the preview too. And that section is, I don't know. That one's kind of strange too. It's so strange to me now to be playing Doom and they're like, let's put you on these vehicles basically.
I feel like they try to do something like substantially different because Doom and Doom Eternal kind of felt a bit, similar, and maybe they just wanted to break away and do something a little more, I guess, dynamic in terms of the gameplay. But I don't know, it's still fun. Like it's still really good. But yeah, maybe I'll enjoy it more as time goes on.
It is fun. Like the action's good. You have the enemies, the demons. They're like chunks of flesh will fall off of them as you're blasting them. You'll see like their bones and their arms and stuff as that stuff peels off. And you do feel very strong. Like you feel like you're just gonna wipe out armies of demons as Doomslayer, which is that's the idea, right? But you're right. It does have that sense of we've been here before at times, and I do wonder if that's something that they've been thinking about and they're running into, because as I mentioned it, you mentioned it, Doom 2016, I think is better, but I also wonder if it's because Doom 2016 showed up and was just like, whoa, like what is this? This looks crazy. It was incredible.
I mean, Doom had also been on a good hiatus.
Yeah.
Before Doom 2016. I mean, what was Doom 3 the last one before 2016? Like,
yeah.
So, you had longer periods of downtime with it to not, I really want to Doom. Now you've had 3 in the past, decade. So
the weapons are very impactful. The sound is good for them anyway. Like you're talking about, the music is like, it's there, but like the sound of all the guns and weapons, they punch really well. The parry window is massive. You can turn it down, but it's pretty clear by the default settings they have. The idea is to give you a pretty easy parry window. So extremely forgiving on that. And at times it felt like I was playing Returnal here and there because they were shooting all these projectiles at you. And you have to pick the certain one that is green to slap back at the enemy. So I'm still need to see more. I think MVG mentioned that there is a level that I'm at now where it turns around a bit. It opens things up more. It's felt very much like I've been running through kind of a corridor tutorial right now, still by the 6th level.
Which I don't necessarily mind the linearity.
No, I don't either. No, I'm fine with that. It still has some branching paths. There's secrets. One I got through and it was like, oh, you're 77% done. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding. What did I miss? It's like that. So I gotta go back and do that. But yeah, you can buy upgrades. Everything has upgrades to it. So there's a lot of good stuff for progression. But earlier impressions on it, good. Not blown away though.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll see. Hey, if you have Game Pass, it's there. I don't know. It's good download to play. Good fun thing to play. Let's see. Oh, I did want to recognize Fransby gifted 50 Spawn Wave memberships. Boom.
Todd Howard.
May or may not be Todd Howard. We're not sure yet. Shout out to Fransby though.
Good game, Todd. Good game. But hire back Mick.
There you go. I Live for Retro says, shout out to RGT and the Knicks. Thank you for beating Boston.
Smoking that pack. R.I.P. Bozo.
Albert says, John, I saw you in the news talking about the googly eyes. Yeah, I was on 6 ABC yesterday. I was on the news for the Switch googly eye thing that was going on. So they had me in for like a whole section with that. So that was pretty funny. Sometimes Drink Tea says, whatever RGT is paying for an early Switch 2, I'll double it. Hit me up.
Bro. My pockets run deep, son. You don't get into a battle with me.
Chris VW with a super sticker. Experiment 626. You guys are all great, but RGT 85, Knicks game 6.
Yep. I think Knicks in 6, baby, for the next one.
Okay.
And it would be very iconic or ironic, I guess I should say. It could be both, actually. If Minnesota somehow comes out of the West. because I think that would be the first time two teams that made a blockbuster trade with each other both had success from it.
This is from Pickle Rick. Says, "Sup everyone, love RGT85's content. Come watch Analog Allies on Thursday. What's everyone's favorite game to play on a rainy day?" They say, "Loving Doom Dark Ages." On a rainy day. What do you think, Celia? What's your rainy day game?
I don't know. I don't really like. It's more just staying inside, like a comfort game.
I guess so. If it's like gloomy outside, gloomy rainy day.
Dragon Warrior Monsters. That's like a big comfort game for me. For Game Boy
Okay.
Color.
Wow. Is it the portable part? You could be near the window with it raining and play.
Yeah, like in my head, that's fun. Like get a nice blankie and like snuggle up on the couch and play it. I love that game. It's so good. How about you?
The Saw, the video game from the Xbox 360.
It's a solid one.
Yeah.
Very specific.
It's an interesting game.
Yeah, I can't believe they tried to turn that. I mean, I guess it kind of is like video gamey. So I guess like it was a weird game.
I like the little dude on the bike.
I just remember they like dig through the toilet looking for the key, and it's just all razor blades in the toilet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. Vonix became a member. Shout out to them. Oh, someone may or may not be here. We will. Oh, okay. There's Josie.
Hi, Josie.
Hi guys, happy to be here.
Josie, what's up? How's it going over there?
It's good. I got a Wii today for $5.
Oh, good job. That's amazing.
I went to this thrift store and they had a Wii that was like fully working, everything, $5. And then they didn't have any accessories, so I picked up this baddie.
GameCube control ports on the top.
Yes, it
Oh,
does.
snap! All right, so you got a GameCube and a Wii
Yeah,
for $5.
That's awesome.
That's
I'm
a
excited.
solid pickup.
I know. I was like, I couldn't believe it, and I honestly am not a big thrifting person, but
Have you
Once
plugged
we're
it in
in.
yet?
I have. It works. It turns on.
Okay.
I haven't.
Sometimes they leave a disc in there.
Yes, I tried to eject it. Nothing happened.
Okay. Well, there you go. I guess there's no disc in there. Sometimes they just leave it in there.
Yeah,
That's a good pick. You didn't have a Wii yet? I thought you had one, or no?
I did. Well, I have one back home, but I don't have like one like in my call. So I was just like, oh, I could hook it up to my computer and like stream it. Was my thought.
Sure.
So-
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's a good
Yeah.
pickup. What's the game you're going with?
I think I just want to run it with Wii Sports for a while.
Honestly, at this point, it might be time. It might be worth like hacking it or soft modding it or whatever. Just its legacy. It's makes it easier to do a lot of the stuff on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, a lot of the games are like delisted now. They're gone from WiiWare.
Yeah.
Soft mod it.
Do
There
it.
you go.
It's easy. Just all you need is an SD card.
All right.
Jasmine says, "What? So RGT will mess around with Doom, but not try Expedition 33." Sam Vegeta says, "Not his cup of tea," and yes, pun intended.
I'll get around to it. Doom is more my style of game sometimes, RPG 85 can only play so many RPGs. You got to have some downtime.
But you're missing the art. How can you be RPG 85 missing the RPG of the year?
It's French.
I knew that was coming. I knew it.
But
I
it's
knew
not
that was
Weeb.
coming.
You usually complain about Weeb. It's not Weeb. The graphics are
Wait.
good.
Wait, the game you said is anime as hell is
OJ.
not weeb.
OJ, it's French weeb. It's two things
No,
that
but
John hates the most.
Weeb.
No, wait, hold up.
Weeb,
It's
oh
not
my God.
The art style is not Weeb. He always complains about the art style being Weeb. The art style is not.
It's not
Weeb.
like an anime aesthetic now.
Yeah, it's not
But
an anime
but
aesthetic at
French
all.
as fuck.
So,
But they spelled colors wrong in the fucking
wait.
Did you
There's a
use
option
U
U?
in there.
Yep, they
There's
put a
a
U
U
in
in
there.
Well,
The
that means
fuck
the
is that?
localization studio is just from the UK. It's not that they spelled it wrong, you silly.
Colors.
I'm waiting for RGT just to admit that he doesn't like turn-based RPGs that much.
There's upgrades in Doom, and he's playing that.
Yeah,
Skill trees.
I upgraded my shield.
I'm telling you, RGT, you would have played if they reached out though. If Kelper would have reached out beforehand though, you would have been all over that.
Is water wet? Of course I would.
You would have been like game of the year.
All right.
Tyler
Decade,
says the
baby.
absence of Misclick, Jordan, Dreamcast Guy, etc. Who are the current official Spawncast members? Will Click ever appear on the show again? That's a good question. I think we can get Click back on here at some point. But well, I guess we're gonna have a panel here soon enough at the Too Many Games and stuff. But I think you're mostly looking at the the official Spawncast members. MVG with occasional appearance, although he said he's at a concert in Las Vegas, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? He might wake up tomorrow like The Hangover. We'll see. He's going to Vegas, the Strip, for a concert. We'll see. Fransby says we'll get Mick for Elder Scrolls 6. Don't worry, RGT.
All right, good, Fransby.
Oh, Hernandez says Pacers in 4. JK, I don't care. Been on a PS1 grind.
PS1's fun.
Eric says, my cousin, Rube Walker, played for the Brooklyn Dodgers and was the pitching coach for the 6'9" Mets. Can't stand the NBA, but wish you luck.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Rube Walker from Lenore, North Carolina. Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so we had those Switch 2 updates detailed, and I was going through them a bit to check them out, and I was a little surprised because they actually look pretty decent. So I have these up here. ARMS, Big Brain Academy, Captain Toad, Clubhouse Games. Those are all fine. I don't know. Does anyone really hear anyone play ARMS anymore?
No.
I haven't heard anyone talk about ARMS in a long time.
Outside of Nate, I don't think I've heard anyone talk about ARMS when it released.
I played it when it released with Jason Lapine in a hotel room, and I was like, I'm never playing this again. Go fuck yourself.
Is that something you were forced to do? Like,
I was
out there. Or?
I was interested in it, and it was when the Switch first came out, and I was like, no, thank you.
I played it a ton. I played it a lot with the community. I played it online. I played competitively. I did a lot of stuff with the game. I thought it was really fun. Like once you actually get to use the know it. Like I didn't use the motion controls though. I just used the analog sticks. It's a little bit better. You have more control if you use the motion. But yeah, I actually played it all the way throughout when I think they finished doing content by the end of that year, or I think the following year. And I played it all the way throughout that, played tons of matches online. The online was fantastic. It runs super smooth with rollback netcode, back in 2017. So I enjoyed it. I just don't know. I don't know if I'm going to go back. It already ran really good. So it's already it runs and looks good. So, I mean, I'll see what they do though. Maybe they have 120 frames per second. Maybe that might be the update to that. So.
How would you compare the competitive ARMS community versus the competitive Melee community?
One of them is messed up and gets their friends essentially killed by isolation and by gaslighting, and the other community is very welcoming and warm. I'll let you guys know which
slash small,
yeah, small, but much more welcoming and warm and nice. And the other community gets their so-called friends and people that have done so much killed, or die. So yeah, those are the difference between the two. You can connect the dots though, which one's which,
Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe.
Why?
It lives on.
God,
I know.
Thank God.
I don't think I looked at that game and thought it looked bad or anything. Maybe it's just, hey, we can upscale it, so why not? Let's go to 4K.
The game still sells somehow. It's still a top 10 best-selling game on there, and it still sells each quarterly report or whatever. It goes up by like hundreds of thousands of
I'm
sales.
kind of bummed that it can't be a Switch 2 edition game, because imagine the title. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe Switch 2 edition.
I didn't even think about that.
It'd be so cool.
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, they should do it. They should do it.
It's an opportunity.
It's not me making that super chat. It's not.
Oh.
Oh my God.
We're just got to be closed down. Shoplifting and dude.
950. So wait, why am I even buying? Dude, three of you people live in that general vicinity. Can't one of you go?
That's
me
nowhere near, Sean.
No.
Like
so far away.
950 or less. You can get me a Switch 2 and a couple games. Mail it to me.
People from the East Coast think that California is like San Francisco.
Yes.
Everybody lives in San Francisco or Los Angeles. Those are the two locations in California: San Francisco, Los Angeles, and everybody lives in those two. Well,
let's not pretend like those two locations are 8 hours away from each other.
Yeah. I live in Central California, and that is about a good 5 hours plus from San Francisco. Which is hours away from CC over here. So it's far. California is big. It's
very big
state.
Why are you paying $900 for a Switch?
No. What I'm saying is
desperation.
The shoplifting law is $950 or less. It's a misdemeanor, so it never gets nobody
That's correct.
does anything with it. So you can steal a Switch 2 in multiple games. I'll buy you a new pair of shoes just in case, some fecal matter on the sidewalk walking in there. But
or you can pre-buy them the plastic bags you can put on shoes.
Oh, perfect.
Much
I was
cheaper.
walking around in San Francisco all day for an event that I had last year, and I did not see any doo-doo on the sidewalk. And I've been there
never
like a
seen
million times.
Sean,
I've
I'm
never
going to
seen
be
that.
in San Francisco next week. I will let you know.
I was in high school. I was there like every weekend. I like
I will
lived
send
right by
you.
there, and
I will
I've
send
never
you
heard that.
pictures.
Sean, I will
No.
send you a video of me walking around. I actually made a video and I never released it. I
But
have
you're
a
like-
video of me walking around in San Francisco.
You're like downtown in San
Yeah, downtown,
Francisco,
straight
not
up.
like
Straight up,
some gentrified area. Like
Chinatown, baby. I was in Chinatown. I was in downtown, right there. The Hilton, all of that. I was there walking around. That's where a little bit the Golan offices are like around the corner there downtown. It's
Damn, the
hardcore
Hilton.
downtown.
Jesus.
Oh, the Hilton was nice. It was nice. It's a nice hotel. At least I thought it was nice.
These are the big ones right here. Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet.
Getting the
Visuals,
patch.
frame rate, the whole thing. It really was. The patch is the $450 Switch too. That is literally the patch for it. But
Patch, baby.
optimized for Switch 2 display, high resolution TVs, improved for smoother movement on Switch 2. People are thinking this is going to be a 60 FPS upscaled, maybe to 4K experience. That's what I would
frames
expect.
a second, still jank as hell.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining. Like, everyone take your expectations and make them lower. I feel like I'm like angry about this, but also like, okay, cool. But also I'm very angry about this because its performance issues shouldn't have been even an issue on the original Switch. Like this shouldn't happen. And the fact that we're getting it, sure, for free on the Switch 2, but they're not touching the Switch 1 version of it in any way. I don't know. It was really frustrating. I bought the DLC for Violet, and I'm having a really hard time playing it just because of the frame rate issues and just it's struggling to run it, which is weird because you would think that like the base game would have more issues than the DLC, but go figure there. So I don't know. I'll play it, do the update because I want to finish the DLC, but I am frustrated.
I agree with everything Celia says. I got through the regular game, but the DLC is somehow even worse at times, or maybe it was just me being tired of having that. So
no, it's worse. It's legitimately worse.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, whether it's worse, maybe it might be. Either way, I didn't get through all of it because of the same reasons. So the fact that it would have been great if they actually smooth that out to 30 on the standard Switch, because that's where that's where the game is. That's where most people originally played it. So yeah, it's good that it's coming for the Switch 2 update. Obviously, it's just brute forcing it seems like, right? Like it just seems like it's just okay, this system's way more powerful, so it's going to be able to run it way better. From the screenshots that they showed, it looks like also it's going to have a little bit better like more Pokemon on screen and stuff like that. So yeah.
I mean,
Xander ain't wrong.
Okay, Xander, what I mean is they're not being like, we'll charge you $10, like some bullshit like that. So
yeah.
And they totally could, it's not unheard of. They're charging for a demo, tech demo. I mean, they could charge for this too. I'm just really upset about it. I don't know.
They could tie it to NSO. You'd have to keep paying your monthly to keep the patch going.
Oh boy, a paywall to make a game work. So cool.
I already played through Violet. I don't know if I have a huge reason to go back just because this patch is gonna. I just struggled through the game as it is with the performance. So I mean, it's enough for me to at least check it out, pop the game in, see if it does really run better, and just kind of go from there. I didn't check out the DLC though. I don't know if the DLC was a big enough thing to go back to, like playing.
One half is the area the what's it called? The second DLC is much better than the first DLC. Second DLC is actually.
It was such a schlep. I don't know, if you like Pokemon and you just wanted more of that game, it was enjoyable minus the unplayableness of it. I really loved Violet. Like I got a complete Dex. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know, I'm just mad.
We did have a 3D World Bowser's Fury, and we also have Mario Odyssey, which I actually forgot that this was this would have as big of an effect as it does with Bowser's Fury, since that was 30 FPS in handheld mode for that game. So I assume they're just pushing it to 60, probably like full resolution on handheld mode. And I guess just on TV, they say HDR support, which that's just Bowser's Fury only. Seems to be the Wii U games, the Wii U ports that aren't necessarily getting HDR, that, and then the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. But frame rate, visuals, and game share. So I guess Bowser's Fury, 2 people can play together with 1 player controlling Mario. They'll be playing Bowser Jr. You can share locally or through game chat. So Bowser's Fury, I think in general with HDR and it being an even smoother experience, I mean, that was a pretty fun sandbox style game. So that I might be interested in going back and checking out if that's the case.
I want to play a portable mode because that was the issue, is that 30, like, that's really weird for any Switch, like first party Switch game, to run at 30 in portable mode compared to 60, or at least try to target 60 when docked. That usually doesn't happen. So.
And then Mario Odyssey. I mean, the big thing there, visuals optimized, I assume is just going to hug whatever the highest resolution it can support there with the Switch 2. And then HDR support, which the thing I realize is there going to be a lot of people who buy the Switch 2 who haven't really experienced like good HDR. I will tell you, if you have a TV that supports it, or I guess in this case, you use the handheld mode that has HDR, we'll see how good or bad it is when the system comes out and people can really examine it. That should be a pretty big, I think it'll be a big game changer for how Mario Odyssey looks when you're playing it, with how bright and colorful that game is. So I think that's going to be an awesome game to check out with the update.
That's probably the only one I'm going to check out.
The game also already looks so good that, like, I just think it'll be kind of amazing with that thing.
Well, these are the ones I really want to check out here, Sean. You mentioned that one, but Echoes of Wisdom, Link's Awakening.
To see if what the frame rate is.
Well, yeah. Well, Link's Awakening, I assume, is just going to be 60 across the board. Remember, it had those weird dips here and there when you go outside. I assume that's 60 across the board. And then I assume Echoes of Wisdom also 60 across the board. So with these ones in particular, MVG did a video, and him and I had been talking about these 2 games in particular for a while, because it seemed to be a memory bandwidth problem. And the Switch 2 has roughly, in docked mode, roughly 4 times the memory bandwidth. So I assume just in general, it should be able to sort all of that out. We should be looking at right here to just outright 60 FPS games, like without any issues.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully. But that should be the target. Like, I would be shocked if these games aren't like 99% of the time.
They're already 60 frames per second, John, says Mr. M. You can argue with Mr. M.
They already target 60. So yeah, sometimes they hit 60, but they're not locked at 60.
No, dude, Echoes of Wisdom
just got to hit it once in a menu, anything.
Yeah,
crazy.
It goes all over the place. So yeah, like what John said, since the hardware is so much more powerful in terms, or more memory bandwidth, more like it, then it's going to hopefully smooth those out naturally, because of the the uncapped frame rate. So, but no, it doesn't run like locked. It's not.
Echoes of Wisdom is pretty rough. I'll tell you, Echoes of Wisdom is crazy.
I had to stop. Like, I was playing. I had to okay, I'm just gonna wait for Switch 2. Like, I'm just gonna like halfway through the game, like, for the most part. So for me, that's kind of, I was like, I'll just wait. They'll just smooth that on there probably, and that's probably what's gonna happen here. So
they're both technically 60, bro. Don't argue with Mr. M.
Technically,
Mr. okay,
M,
sure, sure, they're 60.
Isn't what's the frame rate on Pokemon then? Is that 60?
Sure, that's 60.
That's 120.
120.
Sure. 120.
I was able to get 450 in the menu for Valheim on PC. It's a crazy game.
I'm glad. I'm surprised your eyes didn't like go out of your socket at 450.
I know, right? It's so smooth.
Just pop right out at 450. Can your eye even see that?
It'll be more of a locked 60, Mr. M, across the board. The like I said, the frame rate chart or the graph that they had, and just playing Echoes of Wisdom, you could tell like it's all over the place when you're playing it. So free updates though, they'll be there. Well, free if you buy the system and you already have these games, they will be there day one. They're all labeled as June 5th, which does make me think that we'll see updates going forward for other games. Is there a game in particular that anyone has in their mind that they would like to see an update to for resolution, frame rate, features with a mouse support, anything like that?
Yes. Bayonetta 3, please.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Age of Calamity.
Age of Calamity, yes, but Bayonetta 3 is in my opinion, would be a much better game with it. I mean, Age of Calamity obviously would be better. Obviously, that would be really good. I like that game, but the frame rate is atrocious, worse than Bayonetta's. So yeah, that would be a good one as well. Bayonetta 3 for sure. Xenoblade games as well, if they could. Like Xeno Definitive Edition would be good. Xeno X 60.
Well, that was like in the code or something to be 60.
Yeah,
so
that was in the
that.
Yeah, that was in the code. But like even like Xenoblade 2 for like a Nintendo Switch 2 edition, that would be good if they just went back and tweaked a lot of stuff with that game.
Mario
Maker
Maker 2 would also be good.
What'd you say, Josie?
Mario Maker 2.
Oh yeah, the mouse
Oh,
support.
yeah. Mouse support.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually be a good
And
one.
like the internet stuff, because that was like pretty messed up.
Oh yeah. I was definitely thinking of Xenoblade, like you mentioned, OJ. I thought that made a lot of sense. But funny enough, someone mentioned Luigi's Mansion 3. That game already looks really good on the Switch now, but I could see that being pushed to like 60 frames, 4K, all that stuff, and that would look crazy at that point.
Yeah.
So
You think maybe they do like a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of that game, like they actually take a bit more with that? You know?
I'd like to see them just go and make another one. Like I'd like to see them go make Luigi's Mansion 4 or something.
I think they are though. I think they are making.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking of that's where I'd rather them use their time to add ray tracing, do all the stuff they think they can do, and I mean they'll probably target 30 like they did with 3, but they'll make it look like incredible with all the extra features. So I'd rather they do that and maybe do a free update for Luigi's Mansion 3.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Unless they have DLC, I guess, planned, but at this point it's been so long. I don't know, it'd be kind of strange, but they could do it. I think this is something, I guess, just over time, we'll have random drops online. Hey, here's an update for this game. Go check it out. So yeah, that's a fun thing to kind of keep in mind.
Astral Chain would be great, though. I would like to see I get a free update for Astral Chain.
That's still stuck at 30, isn't it?
Yeah, that's stuck at 30. So that at 60 would be way better.
There's like no one at Platinum left to help do it, to get it done. Platinum is like on fumes, man.
Hey, they got Ninja Gaiden 4 coming out.
They do, but they are on like fumes right now, it seems like.
Yeah, that's a lot of people did leave though. Yeah, Tuda left as well. So he was the main producer for Astral Chain. So he started up his own company. So yeah.
Let's talk about let's talk about Marathon and Bungie and kind of just Sony in general. This got ugly in a hurry. So, I mean, Evan, you stop me when you've heard this before. When it comes to art theft, plagiarism from one large company to an independent creator. As this, I saw this tweet like when it first went up within the hour, and it was sitting at 400, 500 likes. I was like, oh, wow, it seems like a big thing. Come back a few hours later, and it's like 63,000 likes, 10 million views. This was like a massive story that was going around. And of course, here comes Bungie with Marathon trying to figure out, navigate their way to release of a game that's already people are kind of looking at a bit sideways. And now come to find out that Marathon and their alpha release recently, this is from Anti-Real, says, and its environments are covered with assets lifted from poster designs that they made in 2017. And they had a number of examples that I have no idea how they would have been able to dispute this, which we have an update on that too. But like some of this stuff, they're just pulling just outright assets that they had done that are in the game. They had there's almost their signature. They had a meme that they put in there that was found. It's rough. And the problem that they run into is it's not the first time that Bungie's done this. People have been logging how this has happened 3 or 4 times in the last, here we go, since 2021, in the last 4 years or so, where it's included a lot of stuff with Destiny. And now we see with Marathon. So we did get a response after all of this.
Which went over super well.
Yeah, so they did respond, and they basically said that there was a former employee in the art department that did lift these assets. They have admitted to it happening, and that they were reaching out to Anti-Real to try to figure this out, come up with some kind of compensation, something. The problem is, after all this came out, people have continued to go back and look at this Anti-Real person's back catalog of artwork spanning back like 8, 9, 10 years ago or so. And it really looks like a lot of the art direction for Marathon kind of pulled from this person's entire profile. And on top of that, they noticed that many of the people within Marathon and Bungie's art team follows them from time to time on X, and they've never interacted with them. Yeah. So...
That's kind of the trick, because I know when this happened with, I think, one of the Resident Evil games with their logo having that shattered glass texture, there was at least the idea that maybe they bought assets from another company that maybe lifted it from a person. It's like, oh, okay. At least there's that like one stage away of it wasn't them being the assholes. It was the company they were bulk buying textures from that was the assholes. But the fact that so many people at Bungie follow the person where all this stuff came from, it's like, oh, that's not a good look at all.
Their excuse is just really weird, because don't they have a whole team for PR on this, or like a crisis management team? I don't know. Because so many eyeballs, like, through the approval pipeline, it had to go through. So like no one caught this, and was it just one bad actor that's just stealing everything and somehow inserts the assets into like their SPN or whatever they use for that? Like, I'm just curious how this happened so easily. And I think they were just cool with it, and they have a history of it. And since they have a history of it, wouldn't you be more hyper aware of where you're sourcing your assets from if it wasn't something that was intentional? I don't know. It's just weird to me, and it's stupid. And I don't know.
They only care because they got caught.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what are all the things that we like didn't catch? There's probably more, like out there, if they're just lifting like different assets, and like a bunch of people are big fans of this artist, I guess, for stealing purposes. Why not hire them? Why not just purchase their art? Like, there's so many things that they could do to easily avoid this situation. Why not make, I don't know, their own version of things? Copying sucks, but they're literally just taking it directly. Like, what is wrong with them?
That is the crazy part, because this is minimalism art. It's not like they have to mass render stuff.
Yeah,
you just do nice shapes, good colors, get some nice contrast going.
Don't they have an art team?
They
works
do.
for them. That's supposed to be
and
doing
most likely the head of the visual department put together a collection of like, we kind of like this, we need this in the game. So
but what I'm considering, was it a lookbook that they created, like a vision board, and then they're like, let's just take it completely? Like, do they have AI that's scraping the internet and stole a bunch of things? Like,
but
I don't know. Have they not mentioned that?
Yeah, the problem with that is that like some of the things in there are just 1-to-1. Like, it's not like it just weirdly wonked it out and then made it kind of look sort of like it. But like the first thing we said that said Aleph in it, it's like all exact.
Yeah,
it's 100% exact. It's a little different, which is a little crazy.
It's like copying homework and not changing a word. Like, these people are wild.
It would be kind of crazy if the story broke that the employee that they were referring to was like their generative AI that happened to just copy some of these images. Like, that would be a crazy part of the story if that ever happened.
Well, I mean, just thank God that employee just happened to not work there anymore.
I know, right?
One lone employee who evidently does every bit of art for the game. Thank God
that they couldn't pull out at all. They couldn't remove.
Yeah.
The pipeline is huge. Like, what are they talking about? Like, that's not how that works.
I don't care what anybody says. I'm stealing Evan's art right now.
Look, okay, like when this game comes out, look at the credits and let's see how many people were involved in this pipeline. Not to call out anything, but I really hate stealing, and this is just stupid. So I really want to see like how many people were on the team, how many were working on different aspects of it, and like what did that even look like? I don't know. It's dumb.
Stop stealing artwork, Josie.
Yeah.
It's all your fault. I had to
Hell, even I paid Evan for art.
I had to make that whole Game and Talk thing. Jeez.
Stop stealing shit. Please stop.
It's been a year. It's been a year.
It has been a year.
You know what?
I stand by. I didn't steal shit.
You did.
No one did. Fucking wait
It was under $900. Nobody arrested you. It was under $900.
A waveform. People own a waveform. Talk to MKBHD.
Oh wait, hold up. I forgot about that whole thing. Actually, I wasn't referencing that.
Okay, I was like, you're such a jerk.
No, I was like, why are we doing this right now? It's literally been a year.
No.
I was like, let's reignite it. Let's do it again.
And John's
Okay, I need you to call Josie right now on this podcast.
So I swear I wasn't referencing that. I totally forgot about that whole situation. Honestly, I wasn't referencing that. I was just saying it just to say, because you weren't talking, so I just said Josie stole something.
My
I wasn't.
To be clear though, to people in chat about like asset stealing, it does happen, but I have also seen people get really crazy about seeing assets across multiple games that they're like, oh, it's theft. But always remember there are third-party companies that these companies go to buy their assets from, so there is usually a layer. It's just the fact that in this situation, the artists at Bungie, like not just I think it was like 4 or 5 people followed this person.
Yeah,
that's what really kicks it off as like a problem, because you just gotta pay attention with it a little bit.
Thanks
It's
for
a
joining
literal
us, John.
direct line.
My internet like exploded or something. I don't know. It was down. I was just sitting here like, oh, they're on their own.
Dat Comcast.
That's that.
You switched to my internet? Cox.
Oh, shout out to Omega. Thank you. I was worried people would notice.
Well, that was just a long pause between you switched to my internet. Space. Space. Fox.
That's what it's called.
I mean, it's Comcast, so it is a bag of dicks.
There's a long space in between.
I was thinking about what it was called, and I was like, do I want to say this? And I was like, that's funny.
Okay. I've never heard of that internet provider, so I was very confused what you were talking about.
You don't have it in your area?
No.
Damn.
No Cox in your area. Okay.
I guess not.
I had it when I was in Fresno for school.
Really?
It's so bad.
When you're in college,
Cox internet. The internet. Clearly.
You and all your friends?
Clearly
the internet.
Duh.
That's what we're talking about.
The whole football team.
We had to compound on the Bungie situation with all the with the art theft situation. Paul Tassi, who is pretty plugged in, it's basically him and Jason Schreier really plugged in to a lot of the Bungie stuff that happens, able to talk to some of the people there. He did get some insight into what's happening, saying that the public explanation for art theft is actually what's being passed around internally and given as a reason for Bungie staff right now, just among the people who are, just developers who aren't necessarily up in the boardroom talking about this stuff. And right now, Sony and Bungie Legal are sorting through, and it's unlikely to be any much new information as all of this continues to unfold. And one of the reasons, apparently, that they didn't show any gameplay during this recent live stream, which I don't know if anyone caught that live stream. That was bad. It was not good. It was very awkward. They tried to apologize on stream, and do you remember when Nintendo did their live stream for Mario Kart? It was just drop the price and spam completely in the live stream. Okay, take that now, multiply it by like 3 or 4. It was it was bad. It was ugly. The guy was just on stream and looked like he didn't want to be there the whole time. He's just not having it, not having a good time. So they didn't show any gameplay because there were apparently concerns that maybe there was more stuff in there that they hadn't caught in terms of just lifted art assets. So they didn't even do that. And now morale is in free fall across all departments, and the vibes have never been worse. Everyone has the same concerns about what happens to Bungie as a studio if Marathon bombs, which is something they absolutely cannot afford. As in, if Marathon is another Concord situation, it might be.
John, drop the if. Change it to when. Come on.
I don't know what happens to Bungie. I'll be real. This might be it.
Hey, you know what? You made a game that not a lot of people are interested in. That's the market dictates things.
Well, and on top of that, so the Marathon Alpha occurred around the same time as, I believe, Arc Raiders. It's that new game from who the hell were they?
That's a $40 game too, right? That's a $40 game. That's not
and
free.
That came out that ran shortly after, and the response to that way superior in terms of people's interest, because it's got like little pieces here and there of like pseudo Monster Hunter kind of things. Like it's pretty cool. So
did you play it?
No, I put in for the alpha, and they only
put
out.
You're interested?
Yeah, I want to check it out,
but not interested in Marathon.
Only kind of, but not really. It didn't seem that cool for the hours I was watching it. I also was in for the alpha for that, which again didn't get into. So it's super fun.
Arc Raiders, they're gonna check that out
probably
whenever you can. Okay, got it. So at this point, I honestly, I don't know how the game comes out this year. I feel like this thing's getting delayed in the first place. But even then, I don't know how you curb the current public perception of Marathon. It was already kind of sketchy. Now it's in the toilet. So,
Well, to be fair, people tend to forget things very quickly. If
That's
the
true.
game, and if it was a good game, if it was something that people were interested in, and then this happened, that's one thing. But the fact that the reception to it hasn't been great to begin with, and then this happened, shit happens, bruh.
yeah, it's kind of a shame that the thing that Marathon seemed to have going for it, outside of obviously if you didn't really like the art style that much, Sean. The art style seemed to at least go over well with the majority of people out there who at least discussed it, and now that's in question. So,
Really?
yeah,
A lot
I
of
know,
people-
right? Yeah, a lot of people liked it.
saw
I
it.
will
It's,
say
it's not the style;
very,
it's just the stuff used.
it's very
honestly.
unique. That's the thing it had going for it. You could say it's unique. It doesn't look like another Fortnite shooter or something.
Yeah, the Homer Simpson's car design was unique. That doesn't mean it was attractive, but
You would have bought it.
Yeah. Tomato.
But you like Simpsons Hit and Run, though, right?
It's a great
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it is. I wish they would remaster it.
So you like his car, right? Or no?
Yeah, why are you hating?
No, I'm talking about the one he designed for his brother,
Mm.
the Homer. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't buy those. Josie, can you look at the private chat, please?
Let me. Well, while we're talking about Sony and their live service stuff, because Bungie, of course, attached them here. Which I kind of wonder if Bungie's going to get folded into Sony at this point after Marathon. We had
Why would you want them?
Well, they did they already took some of the people from Bungie, and they took one of their incubation projects called Gummy Bears, which apparently is like a Smash Brothers mixed with a MOBA something. Thank you. So they've already kind of been taking some of the personnel from Bungie and forming. They've formed the Team LFG studio. You know what this stands for?
There's a mild depression to that because for the
looking for
long,
group.
yeah, for the long history
of
playing World of Warcraft and just sitting in chat being like looking for group and having to sit there and like not get the right people for a while and just get nothing done. And now they're like, oh, team looking for group. It's like, oh, I don't.
Yep. Yep. We had news around Haven Studios. So this is all happening in the same week, by the way. We have the situation with Marathon happening, and then we find out from Bloomberg, which Sony must have been hanging out waiting for this one, because this apparently happened a week or two ago. Jade Raymond has now left Haven Studios, the studio that she founded after leaving Google Stadia. She went to Stadia after bouncing around between EA and Ubisoft. She hadn't shipped a game in a while.
Do you think there's a critical mass of money she'll earn before being like next? Like, is there like the limit? And
I can't be mad at it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
She's living to get the bag life.
It is impressive to leave Stadia, which she was like head of like their game studios and stuff there. And Google realized it takes more than a year to make a game, so they shut that down. She goes off, creates the studio, Haven Studios, I assume with a lot of the money that she got from Stadia, and then sells it to Sony. And now she leaves. They have not released a game. Their game is Fair Games.
They got rid of the $sign.
It's a big thing, apparently. That was a big breaking news. They got rid of the $sign Fair Games.
I get rid of the game.
I assume they got rid of the $sign because whenever they would type back and forth in like memos, they always forgot the $sign anyway. So why still have that? So apparently the reason that she left, this was according to Jason Schreier in his Bloomberg article, they had an external play test, and then weeks later she left. So there is word that the external play test did not go well for Fair Games. If people don't remember,
oh my god!
If people don't remember Fair Games,
it's like Lawbreakers with a bunch of fucking broccoli head kids. Or not Lawbreakers, a Payday. Sorry.
It is like it's
Payday
like,
Fortnite. Yeah.
Broccoli head kids.
Yeah. So it's it didn't look good in the first place in the show. This is a game that had like crazy dislikes online. Like it was 95% dislikes on YouTube when they showed it. And so that's, you probably recognize title screen there, right? The title card. We haven't seen gameplay for it. She's gone. I'd be shocked if Fair Games comes out.
Ah, damn shame.
That's kind of where I am with it. Like,
Where do you think she goes next?
Surprise me.
Whoever pays her.
Yeah, is there an opening on a team right now? Do you think she'll fix Bungie?
I feel like I'd be shocked if she didn't go somewhere else and I watch Ubisoft hire or something back.
She's kind of a scam artist though. Like
she hasn't released a game in a long time, and like, it's been a lot of like, hey, remember when I did this 10 years ago? And
like she's been getting all these huge contracts and then not delivering anything.
She put all of her points in Speechcraft. It's good.
That's why I'm impressed. That's what I mean.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
like, good for her.
Yeah, good for her. But it's just like,
you know,
I mean, God forbid a girl have hobbies. Let her have
okay. I remember when she was when they brought her out for, like I said, the original Assassin's Creed. I mean, she helped she helped really push that franchise. So many people had eyes on that because of her presentation from E3. It was kind of funny because of, you know, like there was like glitches during the presentation, like the way that she acted, but that got people to buy Assassin's Creed, the original, when the game wasn't even that great. The reviews weren't even that great for it, but she helped market and push that game. Same goes for Watch Dogs. So no, credit where credit's due. It's just, but after that, it's been like, she's been getting all these contracts and ain't really been doing much. That's all. But yeah, no,
this is
okay though. Good for her.
Okay, but to be fair, Google Stadia was like a shit show. Or Stadia, I don't remember what the
Stadia. No, you said
Stadia.
Right.
Okay. I was making sure I pronounced everything wrong. Yeah, like that was a shit show, and I would not. I wouldn't really blame her on that. Like that was unfair. So it might be just a unfortunate, I guess, pattern of hopping around rather than her trend.
I
You know, like, I don't know. I feel like.
Seems like she got plenty of resources and time here, and
but good for her. You know what? Get that back.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, no. Yeah. Shout out to her though. Like, no, I can't. You can't hate people. You can't hate her for people giving her an opportunity. Like, she earned that opportunity. So I'm not hating on her for getting those opportunities. She earned it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's unfair to like Google execs failed her, not her. I don't know.
No, absolutely. Like, yeah, that whole Stadia thing was, you know, but you also pick your own situations where you go to. Everybody knew that was a bad situation. You know,
I mean, I feel like also could be one of the situations where like it's on fire, but they're paying really well. It is Google. So to be fair, in this unstable industry, good for her.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I probably would have done the same thing if I was in her position.
Yeah.
Share the bag.
The Sony live service. This is not going according to plan, and it's kind of sketchy still. I'm trying to think. I guess Helldivers 2 is that the only project they've really hit on? They've canceled a lot of stuff. Twisted Metal was in development. That was a live service game that got canceled.
If you count Gran Turismo, or if you count like MLB The Show, but I don't know if you count those games.
I mean, yeah, MLB The Show is like a constant every year thing. It's a sports title for them.
I don't see it
Gran
as the same.
Turismo. Yeah, I guess that is a
Turismo.
live service game of theirs. Yeah,
kind of. I don't know. Can you still? I think you can still play that game offline. Like, there's still single player content, though, right?
Wrong.
No, you can't.
You have to play everything online.
Oh,
the hope is that it'll be like Gran Turismo Sport, where when they wrapped up that game, they made it available offline. But the fact that exists is ridiculous to me.
Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of like, okay. If you have to be online, then yeah, that's kind of more towards the live service, I guess.
My thing with this is the plan was if you make one good live service game, it'll even out a bunch of live service games that fail. That was kind of the idea. You shoot for 10, you get one, you're good. I don't know if that still counts if you also buy Bungie for over $3 billion. And it doesn't look like they're going to pan out. I don't know if that works when you buy Firewalk and then pay for Concord, which may have been upwards of $400 million cost, and then they're already closed and Concord's gone.
Is there a lot of live service games that have come out and are still like successful? Like aside from like what Marvel Rivals and Helldivers.
No, there's still a bunch. It's not on necessarily most consoles. Usually it has to be in some form of cell phone variety, at least with part of its community.
Right. But what we know in terms of the data is that the top earning games heavily outweigh all of like the rest. There's
Yes.
like a
Oh, yeah.
staple of like Fortnite, of just like the staples that are really Genshin, anything that
Apex
MiHoYo
Legends.
does.
Right, but those are all pretty established as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
well,
and
they're
even, like,
established now, but the first month of Genshin made more than BioShock in a decade, or BioWare in a decade,
or even
So,
like Zenless
it's-
Zone Zero, or like
Yep.
these type of games that come out. So from the established companies that always put out the hits, they're getting a lot of it. Everybody else is not making anywhere near, in terms of console stuff at least, not making anywhere near.
The
as
weebs
much.
strike again.
The weebs are killing it. The weebs are killing like MiHoYo, what they do with Genshin Impact and all that. They're killing it.
What gets me though is I see online a lot people saying that it feels like the generation for say the PS5 hasn't started yet. That's a very, very consistent thing I see online, and a lot of that's just the output of games from Sony isn't good enough. Like the cadence of releases isn't there. But then I see this with live service stuff getting canceled, schedules getting pushed. You have Blue Point restarting midway through the generation, which means they're making a PS6 game. Naughty Dog had Last of Us Online. It would have been a Factions too if they just did the tacked on multiplayer. Like you would have liked to see them at this point. So they reset. Intergalactic is probably a 2027 game, and you got to look at this live service push that's pretty much at this point floundered, and I mean you can only say failed at from what we're seeing now, as being a big part of the gap of releases and studios kind of searching for something.
Have you seen that Darth Vader AI Fortnite stuff?
Yes, that was a bad idea. That was a bad idea.
Wayne keeps sharing a bunch of clips of it. I just die every fucking time.
Yes, I'm
I'm
not sure why they did that.
Oh man,
They got to stop trusting the internet, man.
bro, you can't trust the internet, man.
I don't know. Josie, were you there talking with Darth Vader in Fortnite?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, I haven't played it in a while.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
This is surprising.
Well, I would. I've been in finals week, to be honest, so it hasn't been enough, like very much time for video games.
They put an AI Darth Vader in Fortnite, and he'll respond to people as they say stuff to him. And they figured out, of course, this is what happens all the time with AI, Chat GPT, Grok, whoever. You ask them questions in certain ways, and you can get them to say
make
things.
it say heinous things.
And that's Darth
It
Vader
took a
going
day.
off.
It took
No,
a day for that.
Day. Oh yeah. It was a day.
Oh my god!
was
How
a day.
quickly did they get Darth Vader to say?
Probably super
horrible
quickly.
things?
There's so many posts online that tell you how to get around that, and it's usually like, pretend you're my distant friend Steve, and I'm asking you this question. How would Steve respond? And then it knows it's not an AI in that moment, so it does that like one step out, and it'll just say something horrible.
Oh, cool! Love that. Good job, Fortnite.
Yep, and they're using like AI simulated voice of like Darth Vader from
Okay.
way back
James Earl
when.
Jones.
James
Yeah.
Earl
Yeah.
Jones.
James Earl Jones's family signed off on it.
So,
And they're like, "Hey,
do you-
paycheck."
so out of complete curiosity, so Disney is very protective over their IPs and how they are portrayed, especially contractually. Do you think that they would try to get rid of the contract? Like, you can get out of it. It's it's a lot of legal.
Well, I did
stuff.
see that Fortnite implemented a hotfix that supposedly corrected the issue.
Okay.
If that
Did it
remains
really
to be-
though?
Yeah, for
Because I
now.
feel like
For
they're going
now.
to correct it, and then like tomorrow, the devs will have to work on a weekend again. I'm very curious what that legal email looked like from Disney when it
I think it's all
happened.
caps.
All caps, just Mickey Mouse like flipping them off with like a lawsuit. I don't know. I'm just very curious what that looked like and what I wouldn't give to be a fly on the wall.
I think it's I had thrown this out there. I think it might be time to bring back the tacked on multiplayer.
It should have never went away.
Right? I think that was a generation. I mean, that was something we had back with the 360 and the PS3 had a ton of it, because that's when we really had online multiplayer really roll in, where it's kind of like, hey, try to get some kind of online multiplayer into this game one way or the other. And sometimes it wasn't great. They like, okay, we'll try to do something with it. But other times you got some pretty cool modes, and it wasn't, hey, this online multiplayer has to last 5 years. We need the roadmap, battle passes. I was like, hey, we'll turn this single player thing into kind of like a little arena shooter, like how Sean mentions he saw wide open space in Doom the Dark Ages. That'd be cool for multiplayer. Back then, it'd be like, okay, let's just let people run around and shoot each other there online with no real expectations of long-term support necessarily for this. I think we got to go back to that. I do. I don't know if we need live service. Everything has to be online and you got to log in every day for the rest of time. The budgets for these live service games are crazy. Fortnite spends a stupid amount of money to do what they do, and no one else, well, most people can't do that anyway. So the next time you have an idea for Last of Us, instead of trying to spin the entire multiplayer off into a live service thing, just make factions too. Just do a multiplayer mode.
Maybe don't ask a company that likes stealing artwork from people if it's cool.
Yeah, why did you have to check in with Bungie on that? I think it might have been a community manager at Bungie that stole it.
But it wouldn't have ended up in the game.
Or would it?
Yes, the community manager makes the art direction. That's definitely what happens.
I mean, they're the one that nobody over there is making any art. They're just chilling. Like, oh, this shit looks good. Yeah, throw that in.
Nice. If they say yoink, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Either way, tacked on multiplayer, bring it back. That's the move. Let's go over to some of the super chats here. Let's see what we have. We have RGT. How about them Knicks?
Yes,
Josh
sir.
Storps.
Yes, sir. It was a beautiful thing to see. Can't
Roxana
wait for,
says,
well,
"Dark." Oh, go on. You have Knicks.
No, I guess I'm done.
You already had your monologue. Shut the hell up.
Roxana says, "Dark Ages feels like a repurposed Quake reboot."
I could see that.
There were some people are spotting some Quake references in this game. I'm noticing.
But if they did Quake, do you think you do traditional or multiplayer?
Just give me.
It's got to be live
2.
service, 5-year roadmap, just the whole thing. Yeah,
Quake Wars 2. I'll do it.
I will say, if they bring back Quake, that thing better have tacked on multiplayer. That's all I know. I don't want to hear it's just single player. We're gonna add cutscene. No. We got that multiplayer action. This is Ethan says Sean experimented playing with his and Jason Lapine's arms in a hotel room and didn't like it.
I mean,
Motion
technically speaking,
control.
you're not wrong.
Let's see. You already got the over under for 6 months in San Francisco. Wilby says 4K Smash will be glorious.
How you still got a Vince McMahon picture as your profile picture, dog? At least do do-rag, Vince. You can get some laughs off that. That's wild.
Beast says, I lived on both coasts, LA and New York City, and I regularly see brown matter on the sidewalk on the least coast, not the best coast.
So you see it on the west, because the least is the west and the east coast is the best coast.
No.
Bro is coping.
Straight up go.
Where?
That's what he
Freezing your ass off in New York is great.
That is a nice Jackson guitar there as your icon.
No. Freezing your ass off with all that traffic is great.
It's called weather. It's called seasons, bro. I like seasons.
California's weather is way better. You know.
I know. It's great.
Yeah,
It was really
Stop the
great.
cap, bro. Stop the cap. San Diego destroys anything on the East Coast. No questions asked.
San Diego is incredible.
Modify your car. Oh, you're going to jail, pal. We got to impound that.
Bro, stop the. You ain't never been to San Diego. That's the thing. You ain't never been there. That's the
He's
problem.
never been to California.
John doesn't go outside. He doesn't go outside. So what do we?
Never will go to
This
California.
man afraid of bridges. Come on.
You won't.
Yeah, I
Not
don't
gonna
like
happen.
bridges.
You won't understand how great it is in San Diego. And certain parts 'cause
Wildfires,
you never go here.
earthquakes,
Oh my
no car
gosh, Sean.
modifications.
Get out
Not
of
for
here.
me.
Okay, yeah, blizzards and tsunamis and hurricanes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Tsunami. I don't live in Japan, pal. I live in
Yeah, wait, what do you mean
Northeast.
tsunamis?
There ain't no hurricanes up here neither. You get snow.
Blizzards, floods. Come on now. ice storms.
People over there are begging for
Ooh,
our
ice
flood water.
Yeah.
Hell no, I'm no begging for no damn flood.
No, it's humid as fuck there too. It's
Yeah,
like
boo.
It's quite humid here. Yes.
That was nice today.
Wow. We're close to the bay. We're like 15 minutes away from it, so it's just water in there all the time.
I'm close
Yeah.
to the sound.
Cyber Taurus says the first time I ever heard my kid use the word jank was describing experience in the Area Zero DLC for Pokemon Violet.
It's like a solid parent
That's-
moment.
That's incredible.
Core memory.
And correct memory.
Albert says when the next Pokemon game comes out, it will get updated on Switch 3.
Mhm.
Oh boy, can't wait.
Let's go.
Reese says, with retro systems breaking over time and emulation, what are your opinions on the retro gaming market now and in the future? Say they have over 300 PS3, N64, PS2, and GameCube games. Breaking over
It's,
time and emulation.
It's tough, man. I don't know if you're talking about from a selling perspective, like you're interested in selling your collection. If so, I think now is as good a time as any. It just depends. Because they always say that the market's going to crash, this, that, and the other. You might see some systems go down in price in terms of nostalgia as people get older and stuff like that. But
something is happening right now. You know what I noticed, Sean? Now you're mentioning this. I checked price charting for a video that I'm doing. I got some GameCube games, right? And I was like, let me double check all this stuff. And I noticed that, you know how we had the big boom for retro games where 2020 or so, we just saw this, the line just went straight up almost. And then it's leveled off for the past, year and a half, 2 years, something. It hasn't done anything crazy. I'm noticing it's ticking up a little bit now. And let me see.
it also, like I said, it depends. It depends on the system.
It
It
depends on
depends
the
on
left side.
Yeah.
Anyway, it has like the little ticker up here, and I
Right.
thought about it, I'm like, what is going on there? You don't think that the Switch 2 with the GameCube stuff is all of a sudden going to start introducing the GameCube to a bunch of new gamers that have never heard of it or seen it or anything, and just the overall interest in the system ticks back up?
I say
Yes.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay, you go and then I'll go.
Okay, I'm going to say it's because of, think about the age of those people who a GameCube. Oh, I had a GameCube when I was 6 years old. I used to play it all the time. And now that person is, 30 years old and maybe has some disposable income to spend. So they're wanting to buy things from their childhood, nostalgia, this, that, and the other. I don't think that will really play a role in it, in my opinion.
I think it will, just for the introduction of things. When looking, I'm just basing this off of, as an example of it, on TikTok, there's a lot of retro content that's having an uptick right now. And of things that I find everyone knows that, it's like common knowledge to me, a person in my 30s. That's new and exciting to a ton of younger Gen Z and old Gen Alpha. It's one of those things where it's oh wow, this is new and fun, and all these things I've never heard of, even though it's common fact to us. And them being introduced with the GameCube NSO for the Switch 2, they're like, there's a GameCube, what's that? And they get into it. There's a new wave of retro collectors from younger generations. It did physically hurt because I remember I was in a retro game store, and this guy came in. He was much younger, and he was obviously filming a TikTok. And he went to buy a Nintendo 64 cartridge, and he was like, "Oh, I'm buying a new one because the old cartridge I bought didn't work in the console, so I'm buying it again." And I had to hold. I did say, "Oh, did you try cleaning it?" Because I had asked that. He didn't, and I had to hold my tongue a little bit because it was one of those things where he just didn't know that that's a thing, because his generation of when he started gaming, he was in disc gaming. And I did ask him why he was buying a new one, and he threw it away because he thought it was broken. And I had to really hold my tongue to yell at him, but that's okay. Different time, different story. But
You should have punched him.
I know. I thought about it, but he's a child and I can't do that. I didn't feel like having a day in jail. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where it's just, it's a newer generation. They're getting excited. When Nintendo Switch had they released NSO in the beginning, and they had all the NES games and all that. That's back when I worked at Hyperkid, and there was a huge uptick in like Retron sales and all of that, of people just wanting to like check it out and play on hardware. And it wasn't just only people who looked back on their childhood and wanted to play their games again. It was a whole generation of people that just wanted to check it out for the first time. I do feel that like the retro gaming market is like in a weird spot. Just for the fact that things are so expensive now. Like I used to go into retro store and it would be like under $20, like $10, like, whatever, to like get a new game, and prices are over 100. It's hard to have that impulse buy to try out a game I've never played before. I'd rather emulate it, see if I like it, and then purchase it for my collection if it's something I like. So yeah, I've had a lot of like I guess less purchases for retro games.
Sure. Yeah, I haven't really been picking up as many GameCube games. I went to that opening for the Just Press Play. I did grab that guy.
Whoa.
Chibi Robot, yay!
It's for the video tomorrow.
Poor
Nice.
kids. I'm gonna have to
Gotta
go to
complete.
community college. Dad wanted to buy Chibi Robo.
Hey, man, community college.
Who knows what that
works.
thing will be like when it's time to go to community college.
Yeah, community college is great.
Unrelated but related.
Yeah, I
I
went.
almost Josie, how you mentioned you picked up a Wii today.
Mhm.
I almost bought a Wii game today, but I didn't. It was you guys can't see this, but it was licensed from the History Channel, and it was Battle for the Pacific, and I thought that was really funny, and I almost bought that, but my Wii's not working, so it
That's
felt like a
great.
waste. But
I
if you
got, like-
want it, I will go back and get that for you.
Okay.
Wii,
I
just
got
for
it.
you.
I got a Club Penguin game because that was also
Nice.
there. And I was so nostalgic. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be phenomenal.
There you go. This is from Scott S. Says, I also have Cox Cox at COX Internet. There is Cox Internet in this area too. They do have that here.
But you don't like the Cox.
They have
You
Comcast.
don't-
I don't
That's all they
recommend
have
it.
in my area. It's just
You don't use
Comcast.
Cox. Okay.
Casual Noob Gamer says, do the Amish sell internet service, Josie?
I'm not Amish, guys. I don't know how to answer this because I don't know. But I'm not Amish.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Jebediah out on the internet wheel right now, just
Wow.
running.
Running on the treadmill.
Sal Mark says, Western AAA is full of talentless hacks and activists. Ooh, corporate decisions suck. The poor little devs get a
Oh
pass.
my
All
God.
good people are laid off.
This guy's
Wait.
a gamer.
Sal Mark.
Talentless hack.
But wait, the devs get a. So who are the good people then at the Western AAA?
The little devs, the poor little devs. They say they get a pass.
But the poor little devs get a pass while good people are laid off. So
Oh.
the poor little devs aren't getting laid off, according to this.
The first part was just
Well.
funny to me.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what the hell he's trying to say. I just think it's hilarious that he said AAA is full of talentless hacks and activists.
Okay.
How dare someone?
I love that
be
it's
an
like one or
activist?
two
What the
people,
fuck
like in
is
a
that?
month from a company, just suddenly come up with like some activist thing, and it's like everyone in there is an activist. Okay,
So
sure.
I look forward to
What if
seeing
you
your
are?
very talented game.
And thank you for caring about social issues, sir.
Rich says, Space Marine 2 is a good example that people still want games that have a campaign, PvE co-op mode, and PvP with updates.
Mm.
There you go. There you go. Ben says, Switch Super Mario All-Stars being sold in GameStop over $100. Physical is king. Well,
Well, pick
That's
up the
crazy.
digital. Oh wait, you can't buy it digitally.
I didn't know they
yeah.
have it. They really got them over 100 now?
I'm like
It's-
Jordan
that's
after
crazy.
the
It's been a
the
while.
first three-peat, baby. I'm like this. I got 3 of them, baby. Woo! I'm waiting. Pay for my daughter's college with that in about 8 years. Let's go. Come for Jordan, baby. I got 3. Let's go.
Says I had 2 of them. One was sealed. And then one of the kids came in here and was like, I want to play Mario. And they opened it. I was like, oh, there you go.
That's
Should've
brutal.
punched
I
them.
got 3
What are you
seals.
All right,
baby.
then.
Oh my
Just knocked
god.
them out.
Yeah.
I love
That'll
OJ, I
learn
love
ya.
that that's your investment strategy. I did that for Cooking Mama for the Switch, the one that
Oh,
got
yeah.
pulled off.
The
Yeah, I-
canceled one, yeah.
Yeah, I have that. I was like, this is my retirement, and it's hanging out on my shelf.
It's gonna pay for nursing school for my daughter. Let's go.
So
I'm ready.
exciting.
Well,
Yes,
if
sir.
you decide to collect
Ma'am.
sealed games and you have kids, just put them up on the high part of the shelf. Okay, that's all.
Why'd you put your kid up on a high shelf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, are you telling him to jump or something? What are you doing over there?
Put 'em up there,
Put the
get 'em
sealed
ready.
game on the high shelf.
Oh, okay.
Tyler says, will we ever get Smash Melee with Switch Online? Also, I'm 21 and wasn't alive for when Sega was big, but I love collecting Dreamcast games.
I love that.
YouTube.com.
Dreamcast is awesome.
Still has
No.
Dreamcast games still have a nice, unique look to them.
No melee. Look into other ways.
Smash Melee on NSO.
Look into Slippy or something.
Zoe says Fast Fusion reminds me of games like Wipeout HD, Extreme G, even F-Zero. You think we'll possibly get a new IP of F-Zero, or say a new game for F-Zero on the Switch 2? 90 days left until the 2 is finally in our hands.
I almost feel like Nintendo looks at the Fast series and they're like, all right, that's enough F-Zero for everyone. Like, you got that in GX on day one. Like, hey, we're giving you guys plenty of stuff. You can play 99 on there too.
We've
No,
got
Fast-
critical mass. We're good to get rid of it.
Yeah. No, Fast Fusion is going to be fire. That's actually like probably
$15 too?
That's probably the second game I'll have coverage on. Like, I'll probably play that.
I think it said it's getting a 120 mode too, didn't they? 120
It
FPS.
has.
mode?
They're
It
looking.
has it.
No. It's only 4K 60. They're looking into a 120 mode.
I
They're
thought
gonna-
in
they're-
handheld it was
That's the latest that I heard. Unless they updated it from that, the latest that I heard was 4K 60, and they'll look into a 120 mode.
A
Unless I'm
120
wrong.
for handheld mode would be really cool. I like the idea of those higher frame rate games getting updates are coming out. But I will say Nintendo does like to remind us of F-Zero a lot. That seems to be a consistent thing over the last 5 years or so. Like, hey, don't forget about F-Zero. Just saying. I almost wonder if they just think there's got to be something else to it other than just being a new racing game for, let's face it, $70. Like, there's got to be some other twist to it. So they already have a racing game. It's Mario Kart. So you can do something else with it too. AMG says, just picked up a PS5 Pro randomly after work today. I feel like I've been missing out. I have a Series X, but the PlayStation controller and UI is so much better. You like the Xbox Series controller more.
I like the AMG though. What kind of AMG do you
Well,
have?
the haptics in the PS5 controller is better because there is no haptics on the Xbox
Right.
Series controller.
Yeah, I think
so-
there's a new Xbox controller coming out in like 2 years. I think it'll be ready for the next generation. And I feel like they're going to have advanced haptics in that then too.
There's also like gyro, like PS5 has the gyro controls and
Mhm.
stuff.
I don't know if they'll
like
have
that.
gyro. They will have haptic.
But
So I don't know.
yeah, UI is just, I guess it's just I can see that a bit in terms of like the UI, you know.
The UI in the Xbox feels functional. The UI in the PlayStation just feels like they're trying to make it a more premium looking setup
Mhm.
over even functionality. Like the Xbox UI, I think works really well for what it's trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play my Xbox as much either. I mean, I play my PS5 Pro mostly for the third party stuff. So yeah, I mean, I agree with his take overall, but just yeah.
Let's talk about Rockstar a bit here. We did all GTA 6 stuff. I'm gonna wait for that next year. See how that goes. But it seems like all of a sudden a bunch of other games are popping up that they are either working to port, doing remasters of, or in some cases big updates. So the first one is GTA 4, right? The remaster for that, or port as is being kind of mentioned. And it sounds like something that would be ready. This is from Tez2, who's talking about it on GTA forums. They're very plugged in with a lot of the stuff at Rockstar and their future plans. Sounds like something they were trying to get set up for this holiday, GTA 4. Now, that is backwards compatible currently on the Xbox Series. Play the 360 version. It's uncapped frame rate, so it runs well. Looks okay, but it runs well enough, 60 frames, the whole thing. However, there are some issues with bugs. Some of the mini games, quick time events and stuff are kind of messed up for it. So it seems like they would, I guess, fix that and then port it over to the Switch 1 right now is what's mentioned, and then the PlayStation, where you can't play that game on either of those. So GTA 4 seems like a big deal for a lot of people. I don't know if you guys remember playing that back in the day. I'm excited to actually go back to it because it's been a long time since I played that game.
Played it when I was in college. I don't like it, but I know people like it.
Cousin Nico.
The controls are terrible. The controls are absolutely awful in that game. The lag. I mean, if they make it better, I'd be happy. But when I was playing, I'm like, this game controls terribly. So I mean, the game is
the driving wasn't good.
The driving was terrible. The shooting was.
The physics are really good though.
There's like it's a jack of all trades and it's a master of nothing, which GTA games are always that. But GTA 4 just seemed like massive input delay when I was playing it on the 360. Or no, sorry, PS3. I was playing on the PS3. Massive input delay with the controls. Terrible driving. Shooting was just But what was good was the music. The graphics were good at the time. And the story was fantastic. So it's all that stuff is great. I'm not saying the whole game was trash, just the gameplay part. So if they could improve that, then I'd be down to play it again.
Did you play the Ballad of Gay Tony?
Did I play I did not play the Ballad of Gay Tony. No, I did not play. I just played I beat the base GTA 4. I played a little bit of GTA 4 online, and then after that, I was like, I'm done. I'm never playing this game again. So
yeah, I assume this version will have Ballad of Gay Tony and Lost in the Dam. Those are the two DLCs they have. I assume both of those will be included for this. It sounds like so they'll have all the content there. This is something I'd be interested in playing back through, though, provided they figure out whatever was going on with the QuickTime events. Apparently, there's one that is really messed up, I'll say, towards the end that kept some people from even being able to complete the game. So they would have to work that out, I assume. But I played on 360 when it came out, what feels like forever ago. And then I looked and realized it really was forever ago. It was like 17 years ago or something.
Yeah, that's a whole game.
A long time ago.
That's insane. It's so weird to think about some of these games.
You want to go bowling?
Yeah, that's a good setting though for GTA, like New York City. That's a good kind of setting for
it. Makes me feel so old. I was playing it in college 17 years ago.
So what kind of I didn't really follow this. Like, what are they doing to it?
Okay, so the terminology that's been used is port, which I know. So think about Red Dead, how they did that Red Dead Redemption, they did that port. That's apparently what people are expecting for GTA 4.
But Red Dead was good.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, Red Dead that was a good port. It plays much better. Actually, it plays a lot better. And it plays at 60 now it plays at 60 on PS5. So it was an update. Yep.
So I assume it'll be similar to that, and then maybe they'll do, because what happened was they put it on the PS4. It was backwards compatible on the PS5, but they went back and did kind of this update for the PS5 to put it at 60 frames. They could do something similar for the Switch 2, because it's a Switch 1 game apparently that would then be backwards compatible on the Switch 2. That maybe they do an update that you could even open up the frame rate completely to 60 for that, and like higher resolution and everything. So I mean, I'll be picking it up right away. I think it'll be cool to see it. Go back in time to that one. Yeah, different times.
Yeah, I'm looking for to seeing what they do with it. Like if it's if they improve that in terms of I don't know if the 360 was maybe better than the PS3 with the input delay. I don't know.
I always assumed back then, like all third-party games are just better on the 360. That's just what I assume, and then I kind of go from there.
Yeah.
But I remember back then. So we talk about how right now it's very clear that Rockstar and GTA 6 and Take-Two are like aligned with PlayStation 5. They ran the whole trailer on the PS5. They made sure everyone knew it. Back then, they were all about the 360 with GTA 4. It was like we're basically lining up next to Microsoft because their system is ahead. We're all about 360. So they definitely move around based on who's where in the console race technically. But it was interesting then versus now how much it's changed. The Microsoft's very aggressive back then with the 360 stuff. But I'll pick this up day one. I think it'll be cool. Josie still needs to start her journey on GTA 5.
Yeah.
That needs to happen. Okay.
It will.
So I fire up and play it here and there when I get time, and I'm slowly working all the way back through GTA 5. I think at this point I'm like 20 hours into it, and it keeps rolling. It's ridiculous every time I play it. So I'm actually curious to see your take on some of there are parts in the game that feel very much like it is from that 2012, 2013 era that I almost wonder. I'm trying to think, Josie, what would that have been for you? What grade were you in?
I was 9.
Okay.
So third grade?
I don't know how much of that, like this, because it's so funny. You go to GTA 5, it's almost like a time capsule back to that time period. Like some of the stuff they're doing in the game is it's ridiculous. I mean, from down to the cell phones they're using and whatever, right? But like even some of the stuff they're doing parodies of, like MTV or whatever, it's pretty funny.
Cool.
So
Yeah. I'm excited to start it, and I'm about to have a bunch of time, so I'll probably stream that whole thing too.
you should. Oh, you absolutely
That's
have to stream
important.
Yeah.
that. You definitely have to stream that.
Yeah. Oh.
That'll be great. People, like I said, say first time playing or something like that, and people will tune in to see it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you hear that, Sean?
What?
Josie's going to be playing GTA 5 for the first time, probably over the summer.
Have fun.
She said she's going to stream it for the first time.
I'm expecting big donuts from you, RGT.
People got to go out to that to see the Josie reaction to some of the stuff happening in GTA 5.
I'm excited.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to Shenmue?
Hey, I played GTA 5 when it was 20 frames per second on the Xbox 360 in 2013. Thank you. All the way through it then. And it's like night and day now. It's so much better. Okay.
Shenmue had to take a back seat because I was in school.
School. Shenmue's gonna be your teacher. It teaches you life lessons.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Like how to make people wait for years and not give them closure.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So the other Rockstar game, there's actually two other ones. The other Rockstar game that was making the rounds, Max Payne 3. This is a game that also needs even if it's not a remaster, although I think a remaster would be good. It's on the 360, backwards compatible, playing on the Xbox Series. It's locked at 30 frames there, which is pretty annoying. Otherwise, though, it's the only way you can play it on consoles, and then on PC you can play it. I don't know if I have to look, Evan, if that one's tied to the Rockstar launcher. I don't think it is. I think that's just maybe someone in chat can let me know. There's all kinds of weird hangups with Max Payne 3, more so than there should be in general. That game is awesome, but it's very annoying to try to get to. So I think that would be good to see that also get that kind of remaster treatment, especially since we're going to get Max Payne 1 and 2 remake, as that's in like full production right now with Remedy. So we should have maybe a time period there where we have 1, 2, and 3 from the Max Payne franchise all right there and available on pretty much all these systems. So I'm all for Max Payne 3. Bring that up. Even if it's just a port, just get it on these systems. Raise the frame rate cap to 60. Let's get that done. And then finally, Red Dead Redemption 2. We have two things for this. One being a Switch 2 version of the game, which I feel like I remember this being rumored for Switch 1. Was that years ago that someone said Red Dead Redemption 2 was going to Switch 1?
That was when they found the Switch controller symbols in an update.
Okay. I feel like it was forever ago that happened, but I remember it definitely being rumored for Switch 1. Switch 2 makes more sense, sure. And the other part of it is that we would get an update finally for PS4, Xbox One, the Xbox Series, PS5. And I figure at that point it's a 60 frames game, because right now it's stuck at 30 and it feels extra sluggish on consoles. I don't know why you would play it there. I assume you would just go to PC because it's not easy to get 60 frames there, but it's not as hard as it used to be, where you'd need like the top of the line video card in the market at the time. Now you can go a couple generations back and still get to 60 with some settings tweaks. So Red Dead Redemption 2 would be cool to have that done. Apparently that's another update that could be hitting by the end of this year. So GTA 4, Red Dead Redemption 2, Max Payne 3 maybe next year. A long way to GTA 6, but it seems like there's a lot of stuff that they would have at least set up to bring their back catalog up. I'm all for it. These are all good games.
Oh, did I burp?
Yes, you burped directly into your microphone while I was talking.
I thought I was muted.
Oh my god.
It was not muted.
Okay. Remember when companies used to make like new games instead of just re-releasing old stuff?
No, what's that?
That was fun.
They're making GTA 6. They're making a game that apparently is going to be like $1 billion plus. So that'll be fun. I do remember when, to your point, Sean, I remember when Rockstar used to make new games like every other year, it felt like.
Yeah, they used to Manhunt and
with new titles. new attempts, checking random stuff out.
Table tennis. There's a game.
Table tennis.
Rockstar's they made a table tennis game.
That's the
Crazy.
most dramatic game I've ever played. I feel like, which is crazy to say that.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy game. Table tennis. They made all sorts of stuff. They had bully. They had, but shark cards. Like that's shark cards.
That's all it took.
That's all it took. It just took shark cards for them just to say, we don't need to make more stuff. We could just monetize you guys for forever on shark cards. And that's exactly what they did. And here we are. Here we are now.
We need a bully too. That game was so good.
It would be so good on modern platforms too.
Bring back bullying.
Yeah.
I agree.
Red Dead Redemption 2 with 100 million for that game. So they just make one game and they can just keep on selling that, it is what it is.
You can't hear me. It's beef jerky.
What kind?
Teriyaki.
Cattleman's cut. Hardwood smoked.
Ooh.
Pepper.
Nice.
Pepper. Nice.
I buy 2 bags of these off of Amazon a lot because it's pretty cheap, but it's
You
good.
got-
It's very good.
You got
stuff.
Cox and you got hardwood smoke. Damn. That's
No,
crazy.
no. Josie has Cox. I just have the hardwood smoke.
Whoa.
Oh my god, guys.
The Rockstar roadmap used to look insane back then for releases. Now it's just you go several almost at 5 or 6 years at a time without anything coming out. Different times though back then. Manhunt, Bully, table tennis, Grand Theft Auto games all over the place. It was like every other year a new GTA game came out. Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories,
Chinatown Wars.
Chinatown
There was
Wars.
5 on the PlayStation too.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
3
Not so
original.
much anymore. Now we have 5 on 3 different systems, 3 different generations. Is it like that now? Anyway, they did say that GTA 6 is delayed roughly 6 months is what it comes down to. So I guess it was going to come out in November, and now it's in May. So.
Did you hear what the CEO said about when they asked him, do you play? He's like,
oh, yeah. They asked Strauss Zelnick. They asked him if he
He's
plays
like,
video games.
he's like,
He's
why
like,
should
what do I
I
look like? What do I look like, a nerd? Next question.
Why should I do
Oh,
that?
okay. Sorry.
I love that response because the response is like people need to realize that like he's a business dude, man. He probably don't care. He's doing other stuff. He ain't playing video games. He said his response is to just let them do what they do and get out of the way. That's what he said.
I gotta see what he said. Hold on.
Go look at what he said.
I want to look at what he actually said.
We pretty much paraphrased it. That was great though. I thought while you're looking that up, I thought that was hilarious because a lot of sometimes gaming CEOs, people think, oh yeah, they're playing all the stuff. Nope, not all the time. Sometimes they're good at business. They're good at business. They're good at numbers and stuff like that. And they collect their huge paychecks. And that's what they do. They set everything up, but they don't got to play it. They just got to let the people who know how to make it and who know how to set everything up, they let them do it. While they kind of like put all the structure or whatever,
Yeah, it's in a video for CNBC, and they asked if he was playing GTA 6 or playing games. He just said, "No, I'm not. I was not a gamer at all. That was it.
Nah.
No,
I'm good.
oh wait, they might actually have quotes here.
I mean, that's respectable.
Yeah,
Don't fucking lie to people.
exactly.
Yeah,
agree.
I prefer for him to be honest than pull
Mhm.
like a must.
Oh, here it is.
And not know
This
how to
was
play
his
the
quote.
game.
I know the
Like,
Nintendos.
This was his quote when asked about if he had engaged with GTA 6. His answer was refreshingly candid. Quote, "I am not a gamer. I do not play video games at all." End quote.
Base.
Like that's it.
That's so good.
Good for him.
That is his
So
quote.
good.
Yeah, he said it's my job. Don't ask me.
He does look like the kind of guy who just yells nerd outside the window when he drives past someone like Sean on the street.
The fuck you talking about? Someone like you, fucking dingus. Listen to your fucking. I'm at the gym listening to Chrono Trigger. Look at me, fucking dork.
Maybe because you're wearing a jersey and all.
Damn, Sean, that
Look at
offended
Rob.
you to a core.
Sean is
Yes.
pressed.
Why it's like Sean said Chrono Trigger though? I gotta be that.
I mean,
listen,
that
I know,
great
you have to
announcement of
practice.
all time.
Because he listens to Chrono Trigger at the gym.
Because
He's
it's
told me that.
goated.
To be
Don't-
fair, like JRP music, like at the gym, is really
Mm.
good.
That's an insane take.
It's really good.
JRPG music is great. Like if you're trying to like lift, He's got a
Yeah,
lot of battle themes and stuff like that, right?
it's really good, and it's like the right amount of repetitive where it keeps things interesting. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, but the
Chrono
secret
Trigger.
is that John listens to the town music.
Oh well,
Yeah.
good for him.
John listens to Kendrick Lamar.
The
and
shop
Drake
sounds.
back to back.
No, he doesn't.
Mm.
I've ridden in a car with a man for 4 hours. We listened to fucking YouTube podcasts.
Game and
That might
Talk.
be
I heard that
John's
one's pretty
hobbies.
good.
I listen to Game and Talk.
Yeah. Hey.
That's good.
I listen to Game and Talk on the way there. Sure, why not? What'd you guys talk about this last time?
The
God.
Switch 2 updates, and then we just sort of fucked around for an hour.
Dude, it
Sounds
was
like a show.
we all were
Hey, hold on, John. Why do you
exhausted.
think Sean look like a nerd though? I just want to get transferred.
Oh my god.
Can I get you to this? Why do you think
So
Sean?
ask him what happened when he went up to the car at too many games, and Agent 47 looked him up and down and said, "Back up."
Man, fuck those voice actors.
You were in like decked out in full Hulk Hogan
Oh,
gear.
that was
Okay,
funny.
wait. Were you okay?
Okay, you did
rewind.
look like a dead ass
For
nerd on
me.
that one though. Like that Hogan gear on. and
Nah,
all that
man.
shit.
The
I
shorts,
gotta
the
agree with
shorts,
that, though.
chalk line joints. Come on.
Okay, time out. I do not have context for this. Can someone tell me
The
this
voice
story?
actors have bodyguards and special drivers.
They have transportation. We're supposed
Uh-huh.
to have transportation to and from the event center. So
Okay.
there's some fucking limo or like this big black SUV.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, can I get a ride back? Dude was like, no. I was like, what the fuck you mean? No, aren't you the transportation? He was like, no.
Describe what he looked like though.
He was
he
a
looked like
bald dude with like an earpiece in and stuff like that.
Okay,
like
he was like some bodyguard
like they
shit.
they
Okay.
like the fucking body the fucking like they have to do like so much extra security because of the voice actors, and I'm like, that's crazy to me. I mean, I'm sure there's a logical reason for it,
Yeah,
but
because
it's like
people get weird and try to touch them. Of course, they need something.
yeah, people get weird and try to touch other people. Like I don't know. It
Do
was,
you want a bodyguard, Sean?
no, I'm
We
my
can
own
find
body.
you
No,
one.
John.
We can
Sean
find-
wants to be touched.
No.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Reach out and touch me.
You hear him, chat? You see Sean touch Sean.
Oh my god, we should be making
Tell
a
people
shirt.
that because then
that
they're gonna
says-
start doing that. They're gonna be like, yeah, well, it's my turn. Touch him. They're gonna try to do that shit.
Yeah,
At
give me
games or something.
Oh my
Slip me some
God.
For money. Yeah, for money.
Yeah, for money. Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Prostitution.
You getting
Should we
roundhouse
do
kicked.
$300?
I'll take
I'll just say that
10%.
right now. You getting roundhouse kicked. So don't touch me.
Sean was walking around in his like Hogan gear and his pants were falling down constantly.
Because
Yeah.
the
Love
shorts
that.
were too big and I had a bunch of shit like my knife in my pocket.
Okay,
Nerd.
Sean. Wait, okay.
He's
Okay,
like,
Sean.
he has these huge ass glasses,
Yes.
and he's like sagging his shorts, and I was like, "Who do you think you are? What is
Did
happening?"
you not
was
do
because-
a test run of your outfit, like first day of school? Like
had my
you make
phone,
perfect fits?
I had my wallet, I had my backup charger, and I had my knife in there.
You know, if you
Yeah,
had a
you
little
roll with the
backpack,
knife?
your pants.
Okay,
would
how'd they
not
let
be
you
falling
Yo,
They
down.
get
fanny
through
pack
security
next
at the
year,
front
Sean.
with
Get the
your
Hulk
knife.
Hogan fanny pack.
Well, okay, so when we never went through the front. The only time we went through the front was when we did the signing outside, and I had to go in and I set it off, and I'm like, oh, this motherfucker's gonna try to take my knife.
Oh my
And
God.
so I ended up just playing it off. I was like, oh, I think it's because I looked at like the things that would set it off on the list while they're starting to dig through my shit. I'm like, look, I don't even, I'm supposed to be going on the side here. Like I haven't been through the front here. I think it's my phone case. And the guy just kind of looked at me and I was like, scan it with the phone case. And then he scanned it with the phone case. He's like, oh yeah, that was probably it. You can go in. I was like, you ain't touching my knife. It was not a butter knife. I pulled it out on John. It was a nice John. Wasn't it a nice knife?
Holy
It was a
shit.
good knife. It was a good knife.
It's a good knife.
Okay, so
Mhm.
what's the end of the story? Okay, so you tried getting in the limo.
The dude told
And
me to piss
then-
off.
Yeah, he
And I
just
was
got
like,
Supposed to
pushed
get
back
pissed
up.
off. Did you just get in anyway? Because I
No,
expect
Sean
that-
backed up immediately. He said, hold on.
Oh,
That dude looked kind of serious. I don't know.
Yeah.
oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
boring.
I said Agent
Interesting.
47 for a reason. It looked pretty
a
serious.
ball-
It's just the
bald
ridiculous
dude.
nature of Sean going up there and the window was like half up. So the guy kind of looked over at him. And
It's
then
also
they
the
just-
fact
was
that
it.
like we are supposed to get transportation, and probably Sean could have gotten transportation back to the hotel from this guy, but he looked so insane.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying he looked like a person at the convention, and the guy is sitting there
What the
and like,
fuck do you look like with your fucking little fucking
No.
tank top and your
Okay.
platform shoes with 3-inch lifts on the back of them? Oh, they're standard Nikes.
Sean, have you planned
they're
the fit
running
for this
shoes.
one?
And then what happens at the end of the day? You're like, my feet hurt. Yeah, because you walked around with slippers the whole time.
Yeah, because they were comfortable. But now I have sneakers because I had to spend money on sneakers because I'm not here. No, John, look, we're the same size. We're the same size. Literally, I looked up the shoe after he told me the name of it. It is a 2-inch cushion lift on the shoe, and it's like, well, what the fuck, man? So now I bought
Is he
a pair
living
of
that rent free in your head? Jeez.
yes, it bothers me.
It's Nike Pegasus running shoes. They're good shoes.
Yeah, with a 2-inch lift. Gene Simmons over here, fucking kiss.
Jesus Christ.
I got a new pair of Nikes and a new pair of Pumas. I like Pumas. Clyde Frazier. Shout out to Clyde Frazier, the GOAT.
Pumas are good.
So I'll be wearing those.
You mean Jordans?
So you planned
Talk
out the
about the
fit?
How about the GOAT? The GOAT's Jordan.
I mean, I don't know what clothes I'm gonna bring. I don't care about that.
Is too many games casual? I can't tell from
Yeah,
what.
No, you have to
exactly.
be very serious about your outfits there.
You should
Yeah,
come
yeah.
out like a dress. Yeah.
3-piece.
Wait, what'd you say?
3-piece tux. You
Wait,
need like a
did-
3-piece tux.
3-piece tux? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very
Full ball
casual.
gown? Nice.
You're gonna walk around like 20,000 some odd steps, so
Yeah, sneakers.
wear decent shoes.
Or
yes.
Segway.
It's not my
Or
first
Segway.
question. Yeah.
It works too.
Ooh.
Segway works. Let's see.
Get them Heelys.
I have some
I look
Patreon
like
mailbag
Heelys.
questions here. Says, by the way, Sean, what I'm saying is you look like you're cosplaying as Hulk Hogan's assistant. That's all.
No, you're just jealous.
Hulk Hogan's hype man.
That too. That too.
Real American beer. That's too many games, brother.
Did you hear what might happen? He's
No.
thinking of bringing and investing and saving Hooters by infusing it as Real American beer branded. I looked and there's not a Hooters.
Thank
told my
God
lady
someone's
friend.
tackling the big issues.
I know.
And I was
in the
like-
world.
I was like, look, we need to go to a Hooters if this happens.
Oh my god.
And the nearest Hooters is like an hour away. And I was like, so, I'm going to get drunk.
That sort of kicks ass because then he's like in competition with Flava Flav and Fred Lobster. So
Getting drunk off a Real American beer sounds like a terrible night. I'm sorry, man. That
It,
seems
it
bad.
does. It does. But, it's an experience. What am I? He's also opening a bar in right next to Madison Square Garden. It's right next to the fucking train station.
It's probably gonna have fountains that are like colored only, and then like non-color fountains. For people. It's probably gonna be like that, where it's segregated. I mean, it's
That
separate
was
but
good.
equal wings,
Jim
sir.
Crow
Separate
was
but
good.
equal wings.
That was good. I will give you that.
Shit, guys.
You guys can go out around the back if you want to eat something. There, like remember the time? Remember that? Remember the Titans? You got some food around the back if you want to eat. Let's just go, man. Come on, let's go.
Hooters isn't bad.
That is not difficult to imagine, Cole.
Hooters isn't bad. There used to be one next to the skate park that we would go to, so we'd eat there. Like the food is fine. Like it's nothing special, but it's not bad.
Zub says, one of these days you should run a poll. How many viewers actually care about all the sports ball talk?
I had a
Ooh.
viewer.
Burn.
Burn.
No, wait, hold on.
Ooh.
I'm pulling up the message right now.
He's gonna go find the one message that
I got it. Today.
Yeah, it's
verifies
gonna
that
be
tons
him.
of people love it.
It's gonna be him tweeting at himself, being
No,
like,
it's
"Hey,
Yeah,
Sean,
it's one of his
sports,
burners.
DM
sports ball is
yourself on
great."
Twitter.
Between your sock accounts, you can. And
Uh,
don't lie and say you have no sock accounts.
Well
Sean is
done
like
for your
5.
Knicks. You must be buzzing. Can't wait to see you on the next Spawncast. I know it's not a sports show, but let them know how you feel, bro. A UK viewer, because I love my UK viewers. Shout out Tubbs. I got you, broski.
DC Fatcast says, are we going to ever see a PS3 emulator for the PS5 Pro? My understanding, I've talked to Ryan about this a few times. We think it might be a PS6 thing, PS3 emulation. That'd be my assumption. Tim Marshall says, will Ubisoft Plus be available on the Nintendo Switch 2? And do you think we will be able to play many Ubisoft Plus titles on the Switch 2 if subscribed? Ubisoft Plus works awesome on Xbox and PC, and it would be amazing if it came to the Switch 2. Ubisoft Plus. No, they don't really have. They have like their one NSO subscription, really. I don't know if they'd have Ubisoft Plus show up. Is that on PS? I don't know if that's on PS5 with the premium. There's like different levels of Ubisoft Plus. I think on PC is the one that has like premium where you get things like Assassin's Creed Shadow's Day One, stuff like that. This is from Steven, who says, why does it seem like the dynamic resolution on the Doom the Dark Ages makes everything beyond 5 feet blurry? Why does no one else seem to notice playing on Series X here? I don't think I've noticed that. I'm playing on a monitor right next to me here for Doom because I figured I'd try to get like the best response time possible for a game like that. But I haven't noticed like blurriness personally yet.
I don't think I really noticed anything. I know sometimes when you die and then you come back, like it is blurry, but it usually just goes away. Maybe when it opens up, people say it does open up more later on. Maybe in that kind of arena, it'll drop resolution. Maybe. But isn't the Series X version the most optimized? Like it's as versus consoles, because isn't the PS5 like 1290 something p, and
it was interesting to see that. It does seem to be the better version right now, and it also supports Dolby Vision, which people are noticing on like LG TVs, for example, and others, that the contrast looks a lot better too with it.
Wonder if it's maybe a TV issue or a monitor issue then you could have.
This is from Joe, who says, with GTA 6 taking place in Vice City, do you think there will be a Tommy Vercetti cameo? If so, do you think they recast late Ray Liotta, use archive audio, or dun AI? Yeah, people are wondering about I've seen people say, oh, maybe there's some kind of thing here with Tommy Vercetti. I don't know. That would be cool. I feel like, you know what they'll be? They'll probably be mention of Tommy Vercetti or some kind of Easter egg or something there. I don't know if they're going to full on be like, hey, look, here's a whole scene with him now. I think it'll be just more a reference.
Yeah, I agree.
Kaylee says, I heard Jade Raymond has a new project in the works. Time to invest while it's still early, folks. Kaylee.
Pass.
Counter Fifth says, you've probably had this question a million times, but what direction would you like to see the next mainline Zelda go?
Upside down.
Dungeons. I want traditional dungeons. Like, I miss that so much. And like Breath of the Wild was amazing. Tears of the Kingdom was really fun, but I would like to see a more traditional Zelda game. I miss it. And I would love for it to be 2D pixel art. I'm never going to get that. But oh God, I want that so bad. I got really sad when I finished.
The big
like Minish Cap. I want a Minish Cap. I want it 2D. I want it like pixel art, and just to have that I don't know, that charm. I love those kind of games. When I finished Minish Cap, I got really sad because that was the last time I was going to play a new to me 2D Zelda game.
You imagine them getting all the way to the Switch 2 now with all the bells and whistles and features with tech. And like, here's a 2D Zelda game.
No, fuck yes.
Thing.
No, that would be beautiful. Because don't knock on it. Like, think of like, their pixel art is beautiful. It's really fun, and you can go into such detail with things. Like, think of Sea of Stars as an example. Their art is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I would love to see that. It would be pretty.
I'm picturing the reaction online to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. I know everyone will be like Wind Waker levels of pissed, but I don't give a shit. I want it.
I think they can make that and still make the big 3D Zelda game. I mean, we have Echoes of Kingdom, and we also have,
they're saying, yeah, we could have
That's
all.
True.
Yeah. Remember when Gerard was in Sea of Stars?
That was random. That was so random.
She's talking about Sea of Stars.
Shout out to Sea of Stars. I got a video coming up.
It's such a good game.
Let's go.
This
is co-op to it, right?
Yeah, it's 3-player co-op. They got 3 like Secret of Mana.
3-player co-op. Oh, cool.
Yeah, 3-player co-op. It's good.
This is from Game Bro, who says, not a question, but I just qualified for YouTube partnership, and I want to thank the Spawncast and Discord for being a great resource on YouTube journey. Cheers. Hey, shout out to Game Bro. Congratulations on that.
Congrats.
Yay.
Let's go.
Vegeta says, pretty hilarious. The Pokemon patch all along was a just buy the new system patch. Way to go, Game Freak. Anyway, I saw something about Red Dead 2 coming to Switch 2 along with the next gen for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So which would you rather have, a a Red Dead remake or a Bully remake or whatever Rockstar game you could think of, counting the days till GTA 6 along with 100 million plus other people as well. Peace out. I kind of feel like a lot of people are about to say Bully.
Bully. Yeah. We don't need another Red Dead remake.
Manhunt. Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Bully would be good.
Australia already banning that idea.
Fuck
It's over.
Australia.
Breaks who says, I've been enjoying Doom the Dark Ages. I'm halfway through it. Does anyone else feel like this Doom is the easiest one? I had to turn the difficulty all the way to Nightmare to experience a challenge. Also not a big fan of the mech and dragon. They felt super simple. I was expecting more, but overall it's a fantastic game.
I will let you know.
It does throw a lot of, if you are aggressive constantly in the game, it will just keep throwing health at you to kind of keep you alive. Health and armor just fly at you. So I can see people pumping up the difficulty. I was playing it on just the default normal, and I was like, wow, okay, I'm just kind of running through everything. So I'll bump it up at least one difficulty spike. This is, did I get everything? Oh, Steven says, I've heard no one anywhere mention or ask this. Third-party mouse accessories for Switch 2, third-party or first. Is anyone designing some kind of pro or high-end mouse?
Well, I think you can use certain mice, right?
I believe so, but we'll have to do some I mean, there you go. So people have to do some testing with that. Jake Randall did spot that mouse accessory that he described here at GameStop. So there's something, I think maybe it's a grip for the Joy-Con too. Otherwise, though, I'm sure people will be plugging in all kinds of different mouse accessories to see what works and what doesn't when it comes out. So what's the real? Okay, this is okay. David says, without the new update, it's a long pass. See if I can cut it down. What's the real reason why the Switch 2 is not being released early for review? And that is also why the motherboard leaker couldn't get the Switch 2 to work, because he needed this day one update. Otherwise, Switch 2 is a brick without it. Or is Nintendo punishing the 98% of sites and content creators who talked about leaks of the hardware? So I'll say for the person who got the board early, it apparently it just wouldn't turn on, like it wouldn't power on completely, so it wouldn't boot or post. So I think that was more of that, not necessarily firmware. As for the site, like review side, hard to say. Maybe Nintendo is just thinking, don't really need to. So IGN will get one, and I don't know, 2 or 3 other big websites, and that's kind of it till launch day. But for a lot of us, it's like, well, I guess we'll all kind of have it at the same time as most of the sites.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. I mean, it'd be cool if they were able to get it, but it kind of puts us all like on equal footing at this point. But I don't know, like it might have been because of the manufacturing process, just thinking about it, because they've been manufacturing these for quite some time now, and they've been stockpiling them to try to meet demand. So whatever this significant update is, you know, it might be to the point to where obviously the review wouldn't be anywhere near as good without it, because of whatever updates or features that they're adding. Maybe there's like game share stuff or whatever that you needed to test out. So that'd be the only thing that I can think of. Like, what's the point if doing the review beforehand if you don't have all of that? So that'd be the only thing that I can think of, because I think the Wii U had a big day one patch as well. That still got, I don't remember if it got reviews beforehand, but it probably did. But that had a huge day one patch. And the Switch also had a day one patch, if I'm not correct. I think PS5 had one too. So yeah.
Few super chats left here real quick. Mecca says, question for OJ and RGT. Who are you feeling in tomorrow's games? Nuggets or Thunder? How they stack up against the Wolves? Very quickly, as I go through some of the other ones.
I'm going with the Nuggets. I think Jokic gets the job done. And it should be a good series, Nuggets and Wolves.
I'm going with, just to be different, I'm going with the Thunder. SGA is awesome. Young team. I think they finally make they make the move, and I think that they even have a good chance. If they beat them, they have a good chance to beat the Wolves as well. It's probably the most balanced team out of all of them. They got a lot of great players. So
Superness says, Josie coffee fund for finals.
Thank you.
How much coffee does $2 get you in California?
None.
Half of a cup of a small one.
An iced coffee is $5 at Starbucks.
Yeah,
I thought the lady, because so when I went to Starbucks recently, I usually get a vanilla like cold brew, and they didn't have cold brew, so I was like, oh, I'll just get like a black iced coffee then, and they charged me $5. And I thought she just didn't put it in right. I was like, oh, no, the iced coffee. I changed my order. And she was like, oh, yeah, I did. Coffee got more expensive, which I understand. But $5 We're just plain coffee.
You just gotta buy your own coffee. That's what I do. I don't really drink coffee with my wife. I just buy my own.
It was
I love paying money for coffee.
No, it was when I was going bird watching. That's why.
Price.
No, it's not.
When I was over there trying to get,
you're in a tourist area.
Okay.
New York coffee's expensive. I was in the Bronx.
Yeah, you're in New York City.
That's East Coast, right?
I mean, technically, yes. But I don't live in New York. I don't live in New York City.
If you go to some like North Carolina or something, yeah, it's cheaper. But I mean, ain't nobody.
But then you're in North Carolina, so what am I doing?
Wow.
Just kidding.
So I insulted the French. You insulted North Carolina. OJ caught some heat for talking about Chinatown in the comments.
Evan, we need a controversy.
Ready, That's where I was. That's where downtown. It's Chinatown.
I'm just telling you what I saw.
What? I've been there many times. It's great.
What's
the problem?
Claw17 says sees John sticks out of window. Nerd. Yeah, that would have happened too. I don't deny it.
Let me just go visit Chinatown in San Francisco. It's fantastic. I love it there. I've been there multiple times. It's fantastic. I love Chinatown. What?
J2 says you can tell there isn't anything to talk about in the last half hour. It's just everyone joking around. Well, went off the rails. It's fine though. We learned a lot. Hulk Hogan's apparently investing in Hooters to bring it back. World problems are being solved.
Will it still be called Hooters? Or is it going to be a spin on?
Just rebrand tits.
Sean's in that. Sean's in those meetings.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Fighting the woke mind virus, brother.
So funny.
Okay, we got your controversy. Good job.
Oh my God.
That was incredible.
Oh, that's a good one. All American Hooters.
But it was American to begin with, right?
Also,
that just implies they were bought in America too.
Jorge says, for Zelda, who do you want someone else to direct 3D Zelda? Oh, so it's like a Newman. Everyone's focusing on current formula that's inspired by the original Zelda.
Well, Fubayashi directs the Zelda games.
Yeah. Someone else to direct 3D Zelda.
David Jaffe.
Gosh.
That Zelda game might not come out.
No, I know who. We all know the answer. It's Jade Raymond.
Oh gosh.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Might never come out. Also, guys, look up the article 20 best things to do in Chinatown, San Francisco. Trust me, you'll have fun. 20 best things to do. Look it up, chat.
Contra 3 says remake Link to the Past with
one
a
of those
new
underground
story.
massage
That's not an article.
Becca says Josie coffee fun top off. There you go.
Thank
it's like DoorDash Josie like a cup of coffee or something now.
Don't tip the guy though. So there's guaranteed
have them delivered like
that
one coffee and that's it. It's just
Yeah,
like leave it on the door, like right there in front of the door. That might be the move.
Don't ring the doorbell. Just right
well,
there.
yeah,
in front.
do that. Just leave it
there. Yeah,
they're gonna leave
kicks it over when she walks out.
No, they're gonna leave it where you open the door, like right on their doormat. So when you open it, it knocks it over.
Yeah.
Go around here as we finish up. Sean, where can everyone find you, sir?
Find me on RGT85. The Sega Nomad video is going up tomorrow. It is finally done. It's a good time. That's about it. Go Knicks.
You can work on that for a minute. That'll be cool. That's the legit Nomad too.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Well, people been asking for that. People got to check that out tomorrow. Okay. Celia, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm Celia B with 3 E's. I'm also on a podcast with Sean and Josie called Game and Talk. We chat on Wednesdays, and sometimes it's about gaming. Sometimes it's about other things. Anyway,
sometimes it's on Thursdays.
Sometimes it's on Thursdays. You know, we have a lot of caveats to this channel. Please follow us.
Sometimes people have finals and need them to be on a Thursday.
And sometimes people are tired. Anyways, so that's our channel. I also started using my Instagram again. It's @koshergamer. And it's fun. I talk about retro gaming and stuff that interests me, and I share a lot of existential crisis memes. It's a lot of fun. And then lastly, Shovel Knight Dig came out this past week on Xbox, Series X, and PS5, and the final update released on Nintendo Switch and Steam and Apple Arcade. Go check it out. It's 50% off on Nintendo Switch right now. It's a fun adventure. It's complete. Blah, blah, blah.
I will be playing that coming up on the channel too as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eric.
Hooters, beat my Hooters, brother.
Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ.
This is over on Streamlabs real quick. Shuhei
You know,
says,
I just want to say real quick, that's a funny thing, but the fact that Hulk Hogan, he actually did that. He got rid of all the different colored people for his American. He got rid of all the black people.
Jeez.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Look it up.
Oh,
Look it up.
You're talking about that one girl?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't how it. I'm being honest with you about it. That wasn't what happened.
What happened?
It was the agency.
Sure.
No, it was like documented. It was the agency.
Okay.
Shuhei says, no one else excited for Death Stranding 2 glowing previews. Ryan and I spent quite a while talking about that on Click R3. Check that podcast out. We went over that for a bit. Then South Coast Horizon says, how do you know it's going to take these studios 5 years to make a game and the PS6 will come out in 3 to 5 years? This gen will easily go 10 years. In fact, I don't really see the point for new console hardware anymore. I think the PS6 is coming out in 2028. So that'll be fun when that happens. Now let's go over to Josie. Where can everyone find you?
I'm on YouTube at Josie Well. I just put out a video after about a week hiatus because of my school, so that was nice to get back to doing stuff. I'm also on Game and Talk, obviously, with Celia and RGT. So, yeah, thank you for having me.
She's gonna play GTA 5. You got to go check out the stream when she does it.
Yes, soon. Maybe like 2 weeks.
There you go. OJ, where can everyone find you, sir?
Yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube, Player Essence. Got some cool stuff, streams pretty much planned all next week leading up to the launch of the Switch 2. RPG stuff as well. Getting ready for my Expedition 33 review, so that should be fun. Been playing, I got like 60 plus hours in it, hardest difficulty. So Expedition 33 review, hopefully this upcoming week. Shovel Knight, we're gonna be playing that as well, so that's gonna be fun. And and of course news videos and on Switch 2 and all that leading up to the launch. And we're gonna be giving away one too, so secured that. So we're gonna have a giveaway for Nintendo Switch 2. So if you want to potentially win that, you can subscribe, Player Essence, as well. So videos, streams, all sorts of fun stuff. Thanks for having me on, John. I appreciate you, homie.
Good stuff. And then what about Evan?
I know I've been looking down most of the show. I'm trying to build stuff, but you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, X, all those things at Kimmerix Project for tabletop and all that kind of stuff.
All right. Shout out to Click R3, Game and Talk, and Anal Allies. Good stuff. Thanks to everyone for
Anal OG. Anal OG allies.
It said allies right
the
there.
original
right there.
Gangsters.
It's
Was that on purpose that you said that, or was that a joke? Was he trying to?
No, it's right there. That's how their logo looks when you.
Oh my
when you-
God.
when you top it up.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Thanks everyone for tuning
Painful allies.
in. Everything. Yep, we're good. Check everyone out here on the panel. They are linked down below in the description. I think they all have videos coming up. So make sure you go say hi. And we'll be back next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you guys then.